Good morning, Xylene. Is that the way that you pronounce your name, Xylene?
Xylene.
Xylene, okay. So, you have been with the COA since 2014, right?
August 26, 2014 po.
August 26. So that is around 12 years already.
Yes po, magti 12 years.
Okay. You assumed the accounts of the Vice President, the audit of the confidential funds of the Vice President and the DepEd when Attorney Wamil was reassigned to COA, Pasay, correct?
Opo, tama po.
Curious lang ako, Ms. Xylene, was that reassignment a promotion or just a plain reassignment, if you know?
Yung kay Mr. Wamil
Yes.
po. Na-reassign po siya.
Reassignment lang. Okay. So, that was on February 12, 2024.
Opo, tama po.
So, Mr. Wamil was the one who prepared the AOMs for the fourth quarter of 2024 for the OVP. Tama?
Yung AOM po is for the fourth quarter of 2022.
2022 rather.
Opo.
Okay. And he also prepared the AOM for the first and second quarter of 2023.
Ng OBP po.
Okay. So, we will go back to that, no? So, when Mr. Wamil reassigned to you his account, was there any office memorandum that was issued by the COA
Your Honor,
reassigning
please,
you as the examiner?
The question is misleading, Your Honor. It is not Mr. Wamil who reassigned the account to her. She just occupied the position, Your Honor.
The question was if there was an office memorandum assigning her to take over from Wamil, not Wamil himself. Witness may answer?
Yung sa assignment po kasi namin, ang hawak
No,
namin...
just please answer the question. Was there an office memorandum assigning you to handle the accounts of the OVP and the DepEd, particularly the confidential audit of these two offices?
Meron po kaming order na ako po ang assigned na maghawak ng national government agencies.
Particularly the office of the Vice President and the DepEd. Meron ho kayo nun?
Asked and answered, Your Honor.
Hindi. My question was specific. No, I'm referring to the DepEd and the OVP.
Witness may answer?
These are national agencies,
Your Honor, please, can the counsel allow me to continue my
Asked
question?
and answered, Your Honor.
Witness may answer, counsels. May memorandum po ba na nag-assign sa inyo specifically sa DepEd at OVP?
Yung memorandum po is naka-assign ako sa national government agencies.
All.
Okay.
Opo.
Okay, I accept that answer, Your Honor. Was it Mr. Wamil who personally turned over his files to you?
Iniwan po niya yung files niya sa office po nung malipat po siya sa COA Pasay.
Sa kaninong office? Sa iyo or kaninong office ba?
Sa custodian po namin sa COA-ICFAO.
Okay. So, meron ho ba siyang iniwan na endorsement sa inyo? Na ito lahat yung mga files na iniwan ko for this particular account. Meron ho ba? For the OVP, mayroon ho bang siyang iniwan na endorsement?
Yung mismong mga files po, iniwan po niya sa custodian namin.
Endorsement ho, like letter, a summary containing all containing a list of the files that he turned over to the custodian. Meron ho bang ganon?
Meron po kaming logbook pag natapos na po yung...
Logbook. Okay, pero dala mo ba yun ngayon?
Hindi po.
Okay. So how about dun sa DepEd? May iniwan ho ba siyang transmittal doon sa custodian na ito lahat yung mga iniwan kong files with regard to the audit of the DepEd confidential funds? Meron ho ba?
Ang iniwan po niya is yung mismong documents.
Yung mismong document. So walang transmittal na iniwan ho dun sa custodian.
Yung mismong documents po yun.
Okay, sige. May iniwan ho ba si Mr. Wamil sa inyo? Di ba sabi niyo may mga documents ho siyang iniwan. Di ba pag nag-audit ho tayo, meron ho tayong tinatawag na working papers. Yung mga drafts po natin. May iniwan ho si Mr. Wamil sa inyo nun?
Your Honor, please, again, the question is misleading. This witness already said, asked and answered, that Mr. Wamil did not leave documents to her. Mr. Wamil left the documents to the office.
I will rephrase, Your Honor.
Kindly rephrase,
Okay,
Counsel.
may
iniwan bang
iniwan...
worksheets sa custodian?
Yes po.
Nakasama po doon sa files yung mga working papers po.
All right. I'll take that answer. Kayo ho, paano nyo kinuha yung mga files na yun? Kinuha nyo lang diretso sa custodian? Ano pong proseso nun?
Nung ma-assign po sa akin yung sa OBP at sa DepEd, nung nag-submit po sila ng response, ibinigay po sa akin yung response together with the documents na pinagbasehan po nung Audit Observation Memorandum po.
Okay. So in short, ni-route lang sa'yo yung response. Tama ho?
Response together with
Yeah.
yung AOM, together with the attachment po na yung mga dokumento.
Okay. So, kailan ho yan ni-route sa inyo? Yung response, yung AOM, mga estimate lang po.
Iba-iba po kasi, di ba ang una is yung March 13, 2024 na response nila sa NS. Naibigay po sa akin to March 14. Yung sa iba po, hindi ko na matandaan yung exact dates, pero malapit po dun sa after masubmit yung response.
Alright. I'll take that answer. Okay. So, WAMIL prepared the AOM for the fourth quarter of 2022 for the Office of the Vice President. Tama po?
Opo.
How about the first to third quarters of 2023? Sino ho ba yung nag-prepare ng AOMs na yun? Dalawa ho yun.
Yung sa OBP po na first and second quarter 2023, nandun pa po siya nung ma-issue po yung
Okay.
AOM. Yung sa third quarter po, siya yung nag-draft. Pero nung na-finalize na po yun, wala na po siya sa COA-ICFAO. So yung custody po ng document na yun, nasa division chief. Kaya nung finalize po yun, division chief na po yung nag-finalize.
Okay. So, alright. Sige, we will flash this AOMs, no? Kasi nga si Mr. Wamil nga yung nag-prepare nung iba sa kanila, no? Sige.
May we know from counsel which AOM she will be flashing? Is it the defendant's document or the prosecution's document?
Hello.
Because the defendant's documents were not identified nor presented to this witness, Your Honor. Then if counsel wants to confront the witness with documents she has identified, she has to use the prosecution's evidence because that was the one identified by the witness. If she now intends to present the defense documents, they are not documents that have been identified nor authenticated by this witness during her testimony. We will
She can confront
have
the-
a continuing objection. Excuse me, counsel. We will have a continuing objection to their presenting their documents which have not been identified by the witness. They are AOMs. AOMs have been identified by the witness, but these are prosecution's AOMs, Your Honor. May I suggest, Your Honor, to the defense counsel, since she refused for us to use the defense witnesses, that she uses now the prosecution's documents.
That is up to her, counsel. She may confront the witness with her copy of the AOM. I'm sure she would be competent to testify whether these are the same documents earlier identified as exhibits for the prosecution or not. Counsel,
Yes.
you may proceed.
Yes, correct, Your Honor. And their AOMs, we did not dispute those. So we have the same copies, Your
Can
Honor.
we then,
Proceed, counsel.
in
Proceed.
connection with that, Your Honor,
Hello.
since counsel admits that our AOMs are their defendants' AOMs, can we just use the prosecution's copies, Your Honor?
But, Your Honor, we have prepared,
Counsel,
visual
counsel.
aid using
Show them, show the document.
Yeah, I will. I am showing the defense document.
No, we will
No,
not agree,
Your Honor, the counsel cannot
We will
dictate
not
how I
agree,
will
Your
proceed with
Honor.
my cross-examination. Can the counsel, Your Honor, be reminded that I'm
counsel-
on
counsel
We
for-
will not
Respondent.
agree, Your Honor, to
What are you not
presentation
agreeing
of
to,
the
Attorney
defense
Kapunan?
documents.
I'm sorry?
Because precisely there was no stipulation yesterday.
There
They are
was, Your
now
Honor.
constrained. Excuse me, counsel.
Allow her to finish, counsel.
They are now constrained, Your Honor. I'm sorry. They are now constrained to use our documents precisely. This is what we wanted to avoid yesterday. Had glad we did a comparison, not to belabor the obvious, Your Honor, but now counsel says, anyway, it's the same. So if it's the same, what's the objection to using the prosecution's document?
Counsel, that water is already under the bridge. You may request assisting counsel to check the copy being presented to Ms. Xylene, and you may make it the subject matter of your redirect later on. Allow counsel to present.
Thank you, Your
The presiding
Honor.
officer will allow the counsel to present that document, but notes the continuing objection of Attorney
Thank you, Your
Capuan with
Honor.
respect to this matter.
Thank you, Your
Attorney
Honor.
Kristine, you may proceed.
Okay, so I am presenting you the AOMs that were issued to the Office of the Vice President and the DepEd. So the first AOM is dated September 14, 2023. It's AOM number 2023-211. Okay. The assisting counsel can check this copy. Okay. Anyway, I can dispense with that. The second AOM is October 3, 2023. Now, I will direct you to the last page. It says here RCW, JMQ, GAC, RRS, and BP. So, RCW is Roderick C. Wamil, correct?
Opo, tama po.
Okay. Who is JMQ?
Dati pong staff namin sa ICFAO.
GAC?
Division Chief po,
Um,
ICFAO.
If you can state her name or his name.
Si Attorney Gloria A. Camora.
Okay. This is Gloria A. Camora. RRS.
Dati din pong DC sa ICFAO pero retired na po siya.
All right. NBP is the signatory.
Opo, si Ascom Nilda Plaras.
Okay. Okay. So, we will proceed to the third AOM for the OVP that is dated February 1, 2024. So, I will direct you to the routing list. Do you agree that this is a routing list?
Sila po yung nag-review, nag-evaluate, nag-review ng documents.
Yeah, I was about to ask you that question. Thank you for confirming. Now, it's RCW, Roderick C. Wamil again,
Opo.
JMQ, RRS, NBP.
Opo, tama.
All right. So, let's go to the AOM for the OVP dated August 8, 2024. On the last page, the routing list, it's RCW, GAC, RRS, NBP. But this is August 8, 2024.
Opo, tama.
Wala na si Roderick Wamil dito sa ICFAO.
Wala na po
Correct.
siya pero dyan po kasi siya yung nag-draft po ng AOM.
Siya yung nag-draft nito. So meaning, when he drafted this, he left this doon sa records ba or saan?
Yan po kasi may draft na siya, nasa division chief na po.
Nasa division chief. So, from February to August, so ilang months yun? February, March, April, May, June, July, August, after 6 months, dun lang na-release yung AOM, nung wala na si Wamil. Tama?
Opo, kasi po,
And then, sorry, just answer my question, Celine.
Can you
no?
please repeat the question?
So, from February 2024, nung umalis na si Mr. Wamil, di ba, iniwan niya to sa records, sa division chief na. So, na-release ito.
Answered, Your Honor.
Your Honor, preparatory nga, sabi nga niya, i-repeat ko daw ho.
She's,
So,
she's
ho.
laying the basis for her question, counsel.
So,
Attorney Kristine, kindly
yes
finish your
po.
question.
So, after 6 months, doon lang na-release yung AOM.
dahil po dumaan pa ito sa
Yeah,
review
sa
po.
review. Hindi ka kasali dito sa grupo na nag-review, nag-draft. Wala kang participation dito.
Na-review ko po yan nung nag-evaluate na po ako ng mga
Eto.
responses dun sa, binasa ko din po yan nung nag-evaluate ako ng responses sa notice
Okay.
of suspension.
So in short, nakita mo lang to after it has been issued by the COA-ICFAO. Tama?
Opo, kasi yun yung naging basis ko ng evaluation.
Sige, okay. Okay. Next is the audit observation memorandum for the DepEd. Wait lang. Your Honor, can I just confirm my counsel? So, let's go to the DepEd, ano? Sige, dun din tayo sa routing list, no? February 1, 2024, nandito pa si Roderick Wamil kasi RCW, JMQ, RRS, NBP.
Opo, tama.
Alright. Let's go to August 8, AOM. Ayun. RCW, GAC, RRS, NBP. Wala na si RCW pero nasa division head.
Opo, pareho po nung sa OBP.
At saka na-review mo lang to nung na-issue na ng division head ng ICFAO.
Opo, nung mag-evaluate na po
Okay,
ako ng
sige. Salamat,
response.
Celine.
Your Honor, may we just note for the record that the documents presented to this witness were defense exhibits.
That has been noted.
Noted.
Your Honor. Okay, so punta naman tayo dun sa responses ng Vice President, no? Nag-submit ho sila nung letter dated April 19, 2024. Okay. At part ho nung letter no, nag-submit ho sila ng protective intelligence reports. Naalala niyo po yun?
Opo, attachment po yun dun sa response nila.
Okay. So, David? Hello. Hello. May request, David to please flash. Diyan muna yan, ha?
Who is David?
Our assisting counsel. Your Honor, David po pangalan niya para pwede niyo siya i-direct kung nagkakamali ho siya, kung hindi yung naaayon yung fina-flash niya.
Thank you for that, Counsel.
Okay. Sige, punta tayo dito
Can we
sa...
also, Your Honor, call our assistant counsel, Your Honor, Attorney
Of course,
J. De La Cruz.
You may approach.
So, etong exhibit na to, again, we'll use our exhibit counsel. Etong exhibit na to ay minarkahan po as D-1 or -1-115-OVP-C. Okay. So, eto po, give me the letter. Eto. So, kasama ho dun sa submission ng Office of the Vice President is a certification dated April 4, 2024. Tama ho?
Opo, kasama po
Eto-
yun sa response.
Okay, salamat, Celine. Ito ay inisyo ni Raymond Dante P. Latchika.
Opo, tama.
Okay. So, sinasabi ho dito sa first paragraph, this is to certify that the confidential activities such as surveillance and information gathering were performed in 127 areas during the first quarter of CY 2023 and 111 areas during the second quarter of 2023, which enabled the team to prevent untoward incidents from transpiring during the engagements of the Vice President and the implementation of the programs of the Office of the Vice President, including the establishment of 3 new satellite offices, Isabela, in Cagayan Valley, Bicol, and BARM, and the implementation of OVP Libreng Sakay. Do you see that, Celine?
Yes po.
Okay, salamat. Pero sinabi nyo sa findings nyo na it doesn't pass the proof of success of the intelligence activities, correct?
Yes po,
Okay.
under 4.8.5,
Okay,
hindi po siya
sige.
sufficient.
So, kasali kasali ho diyan sa letter na yan are what we call as Protective Intelligence Operations Report for the engagements of Vice President Sara Z. Duterte. Nakita niyo ho ba yon?
Opo, tama po.
Okay. So, sa bawat quarter na yon, may summary of intelligence work. Nabasa niyo ho ba yon?
Yung summary po nung
Hindi, ang tanong ko, nabasa niyo ba bawat quarter yung summary of intelligence work?
yung kwan po, narrative po nung ano yung activity, date,
Okay.
location,
Okay.
yung timeline po.
Sige po.
Nakalagay po sa PIOR.
So, I'll take that answer, no? So,
Your Honor, please. Never mind, Your Honor.
I'm
She might
showing
not
you
take
this,
my answer, Your Honor.
I am showing you this document, no? This is marked as our Exhibit D-1-115-OVP-C, Your Honor. With the caption, Protective Intelligence Operations Report for the engagements of Vice President Sara Z. Duterte, first quarter CY 2023. Now, punta ho tayo sa item number 4. Okay, number 2 muna tayo sa scope. No? You can read it with me. This report pertains to the narrative of events and accomplishments of VP-SPG in terms of protective intelligence. Do you confirm that? Protective intelligence operations.
Opo, tama po.
During the engagements of Vice President Sara Z. Duterte for the first quarter of CY 2023. Do you confirm that?
Opo, tama.
All right. Number 4, punta tayo sa number 4. Item 4, you can read it with me. The protective intelligence activities carried out in support of the Vice Presidential Security and Protection Group's protective security operations for the places of engagement of the Vice President Sara Z. Duterte or Vice President Sara Duterte from January 1 to March 31, 2023 are listed below. So nakita niyo yan. Sakto yung basa ko ng narrative.
Opo, nakalagay po yung engagement.
Okay, salamat. No? Pero nakalagay ho dito in support of the Presidential Security and Protection Group's protective security operations.
Based po sa document.
Alright, sige. Letter A, nakalagay dito ika 106 na taong pagkakasarinlan ng Bustos Minasa Festival Ceremony Opening. So nakalagay date covered January 2 to January 10, 2023. Location BMA Park, Poblacion, Bustos, Bulacan. Number 3, probable threats, NPA and criminalities. So number 4, detailed intel collection team, ICT. Nakita niyo ba yan?
Opo, based po sa document.
Okay, salamat po. Nakalagay ho sa timeline of activities na to, may nakalagay yung table, no? Tingnan lang natin isa-isa, no? Kung ito ba talaga ay intelligence work o hindi, no? So, etong number 5, tingnan ho natin yung item number 5. Liaising with intel operatives and respective informants of the PNP for the data information gathering needed for the threat assessment on criminalities in the municipality of Bustos and its neighboring communities. Ano yan? Intelligence work ho yan? Or ano lang ng admin work lang ng Office of the Vice President?
Ang pagkakaintindi ko po dyan, yan yung naging part ng ano yung activities, yung sa...
Hindi, tatanungin kita, based on how it appears, ano ho yan? Liaising with intel operatives, ano ho yan? Normal lang ho yan sa Office of the Vice President na mag-liaise with intel operatives? Or part ho ba yan ng intelligence work? Sa tingin nyo lang ho.
Papasok po siya sa intelligence gathering.
Okay, salamat po. Number 7, intelligence fusion with for the threat assessment and situation update. Ano ho yan? Papasok ho yan sa intelligence or normal work lang yan ng OVP?
Sa intelligence.
Salamat po. Okay, ito. Dito tayo sa actual operations, no? Profiling of participants who will be attending the event provided by organizers. Part 2 ba yan ng normal na function ng OVP? Or papasok po siya sa intelligence work?
Sa intelligence work po.
Okay, salamat po. Deployment of intel operatives and informants along routes, primary and alternate, from the landing zone to the venue. Is that an OVP admin work or intelligence-related ho yan?
Kasama po yan sa intelligence-related activities.
Okay, salamat po. Okay, gusto ko man hong isa-isahin ito, Your Honor, no? Pero I think we are constrained by time. But the court can peruse, no, the documents, no, for its
We have all
information.
the time, Mr. Witness.
Gusto mo, attorney?
ahead.
Once,
Na, baka magutom
once
na
it is
tayo.
formally offered, that's when
Yeah.
we will be able to peruse it, Counsel.
So, okay. So, ito yung first quarter pa lang ho ito, Miss Celine, no? Let's go to the second quarter. Okay. So, punta ho tayo sa second quarter ng 2023. Okay. It is covered by the same letter of Mr. La Chica. Okay. So, punta ho tayo dito sa title, no? By the way, Your Honor, this is marked as our Exhibit D-1-115-OVP-M. Okay. So, ang title ho nito ay Protective Intelligence Operations Report for the Engagements of Vice President Sara Z. Duterte, second quarter 2023. Now, punta ho tayo sa scope. Basahin ho natin, Ms. Celine, no? This report, number 2, item 2, this report pertains to the narrative of events and accomplishments of VP SPG in terms of protective intelligence operations during the engagements of Vice President Sara Z. Duterte for the second quarter of 2023. Tama ho ba yung binasa ko?
Opo, tama po.
Ay, salamat po. Narrative, number 4, the protective intelligence activities carried out in support of the Vice Presidential Security and Protection Group's protective security operations for the places of engagements of the Vice President Sara Duterte from April 1 to June 30 2023 are listed below. Sige ho. Letter A, puntahan ho natin yung letter A, no? Yung caption ho niya, National Economic and Development Authority Social Development Committee Cabinet Level Meeting. Do you see that?
Opo, tama po.
Okay. So yung date covered po niya ay April 2 to 5, 2023. Tama ho ba?
Opo.
Okay. Location ho niya ay Astoria Plaza Hotel, 15J, Escriva Drive, Ortigas Business District, Pasig City, Metro Manila. Tama ho?
Opo, tama po.
Okay, thank you. Nakalagay ho ang possible threats. Letter A, cost-oriented groups, open close parenthesis, NDF. And letter B, criminal groups. Nakita niyo ho ba yan?
Opo.
Okay. Number 4, Detailed Intel Collection Team, ICT. Tama po?
Opo, tama po.
So number 5, nakalagay na dito yung timeline of activities. No, as shown below, the timeline of activities for the engagement of the Vice President. Now, punta ko tayo sa number 3. Okay. Liaising with intel operatives and respective informants of the PNP for the data information gathering needed for the threat assessment on criminals in Pasig City and its neighboring communities. Ano ho ba yan? Administrative work lang ho ba yan ng OVP or part ho ba yan ng Intel work? Tingin niyo ho.
Intel work po.
Okay. Number 6, intelligence fusion with for the threat assessment and situation update. Intelligence work or normal lang yan na part ng OVP? Admin work?
Intelligence work po.
Okay, salamat po. Okay. Eto, tayo. Number 8, ocular inspection, casing and surveillance of the venue. Ano ba yan? Part lang yan ng OVP admin work or intelligence work po yan? Sa tingin niyo po?
Intelligence work po.
Okay, salamat po. Number 12, final briefing to Intel operatives and informants. Part 2 ba yan ng sorry, okay. Final briefing to Intel operatives and informants, is that part of the confidential operations of the VP, OVP, or normal work lang yan ng OVP?
Papasok po siya as confidential work.
Okay, confidential work, no? So, actual operations, ito, number 14. Okay, number 14 tayo. Number 13 muna. Ito, interesting. Profiling and security tagging of participants who will be attending the event. Part 2 ba ng confidential activity yan? Or normal lang yan na part ng OVP, admin work? Number 12 po.
Kasama po sa parang papasok siya sa surveillance.
Okay, surveillance, no? Number 14, okay, deployment of Intel operatives and informants along routes, primary and alternate from the PNP and MMDA. Part 2 ba yan ng surveillance activities or normal lang yan sa OVP?
Part po ng surveillance activities.
Okay, salamat po. Number 16, provided intelligence coverage prior to the arrival, actual, and departure of the Vice President. Part 2 ba yan ng surveillance or normal lang yan sa OVP?
Surveillance po.
Okay, salamat. May nakalagay dito na post operations, no? Okay, number 18. Continuous collaboration with the Intel operatives of Pasig City Police Office. Surveillance po ba yan or normal lang na admin work yan ng Office of the Vice President?
Surveillance po.
Okay, salamat po. Sige. No. Meron pa tayong ibang nakalista ho dito which the Honorable Court can also peruse. Okay. So, punta ho tayo sa third quarter. Another letter to certification. Okay. Punta ko tayo sa third quarter. Covered ho to ng certification pa ho ni Mr. Lachica ho, no? Na dated April 6, 2024.
Yung sa third quarter po, September 30, 2023.
Yes, pero I mean, covered pa yun ng submission kasi nakalagay naman dito. Wait, saan yung letter? Excuse me lang, Your Honor. I will confer with my counsel. Okay, ayun na. So, may certification dito na sinabit si Mr. Dante Lachica dated September 30, 2023. Nakalagay ho dito, babasahin ko ho, Xylene, okay lang?
Opo.
Sige, sabay tayo. Ano? This is to certify Xylene pala, sorry po. This is to certify that confidential activities such as surveillance and information gathering were performed in 122 areas during the third quarter of CY 2023, which enabled the team to prevent untoward incidents from transpiring during the engagements of the Vice President and in the implementation of the programs of the Office of the Vice President, including the establishment of 3 new satellite offices, Isabela in Cagayan, Valley, Bicol, and Barm, and the implementation of the OVP Libreng Sakay Program. Tama ho ba yung binabasa ko?
Opo.
Okay, so ito ho yung naging support niya, proof of success of the information gathering na sinabit ni Office of the Vice President, tama ho?
Opo, response po nila sa AOM for the third
Salamat
quarter.
po. Your Honor, this has been marked as Exhibit D-1-116-OVP-B for the Court's information. Now, may naka-attach ho dito na PIOR, no? Yun yung tawag natin doon, no? Protective Intelligence Operations Report for the engagements of Vice President Sara Duterte for the third quarter of 2023. Okay, nakikita niyo ho ba yan?
Opo.
Your Honor, this has been marked as Exhibit D-1-116-OVP-C for the respondent. Now, tingnan ho natin yung scope again, Xylene. No? This report pertains to the narrative of events and accomplishments of the VPSPG in terms of protective intelligence operations during the engagement of the Vice President Sara Duterte for the third quarter CY 2023. Do you see that?
Opo.
Okay, salamat. Number 4, narrative. The protective intelligence activities carried out in support of the Vice Presidential Security and Protection Group's protective security operations for the places of engagements of the Vice President Sara Duterte from July 1 to September 30, 2023 are listed below. Tama ba yung binabasa ko?
Opo, tama po.
Okay, thank you. So letter A, may nakalagay ho doon, DPWH inauguration and opening of Davao City Coastal Bypass Project, Segment A. Date covered, June 28 to July 1, 2023. Location, Davao City Coastal Road, Times Beach, Ecoland, Davao City. Sakto? Sakto pa yung binabasa ko?
Opo, tama
Okay, thank you. Probable threats, letter A, cause-oriented groups, open close parenthesis, NDF, and letter B, criminal groups. Tama po?
Opo,
Okay,
tama
thank
po.
you. Number 4, detailed intel collection team, ICT4, tama po?
Opo.
Okay, number 5, timeline of activities, no? As shown below, the timeline of activities of the Vice President are as follows. So, tingnan natin yung number 4 kung magpo-fall po yan sa confidential or surveillance work, no? Number 4, liaising with intel operatives and respective informants of the PNP and AFP for the data information gathering needed for the threat assessment on criminalities in Davao City and neighboring areas. Does that fall under confidential activity or normal lang yan sa administrative work or normal administrative work lang yan ng OVP?
Papasok po siya sa surveillance.
Okay, salamat. Number 5 po, no? Intel fusion with for the threat assessment and situation update. Papasok po siya sa surveillance.
Opo.
Okay, salamat po. Ito hong number 11, no? Final briefing to intel operatives and informants. Ano ba to? Normal lang to na trabaho ng OVP or part ito ng surveillance or confidential work?
Papasok po siya sa surveillance activity.
Alright. Then, baba tayo dito sa actual operations, no? Itong profiling and security tagging of the participants, item number 12, who will be attending the event? Papasok po ba na normal admin work lang yan ng OVP or papasok po siya as confidential work or surveillance?
Papasok po siya dun sa surveillance.
Okay, salamat. Number 13, deployment of intel operatives and informants along routes, primary and alternate from the PNP. Surveillance or normal work lang yan ng OVP?
Papasok po siya sa surveillance.
Okay. Number 14, provided intel coverage prior to the arrival, actual and departure of the Vice President. Surveillance or normal lang yan? Part lang yan ng admin work ng OVP?
Papasok po siya sa surveillance.
Okay. So, post-operation. Number 16, continuous collaboration with the intel operatives of Davao City Police Office and TF Davao. Pasok po siya sa admin work or surveillance or confidential work?
Sa surveillance po.
Okay. So, nakikita mo dito lahat, Miss Celine, no? Pati na yung doon sa report, nakita mo naman na isa-isa yon, lahat may mga dates at lugar. Tama po?
Opo, nakalagay po yung narratives,
Oh, okay.
yung timeline.
So, for the first and second and third quarters of 2023. No? Do you confirm that? Nakalagay naman yan lahat. May dates, may activity, at may lugar. Tama ho?
Opo, based po sa PIOR reports na submitted, may
Okay.
mga details po na ganun.
Salamat. So, lahat ng mga submissions ng OVP for the first to third quarter, kasama itong Protective Intelligence Operations Report. Meaning, sa first quarter, yung pinakita ko nga, may sinabit kanina, di ba?
Kasama po doon sa response nila sa AOM
Okay.
attachment po.
So, kasama din doon sa response nila yung second quarter na Protective Intelligence Report.
Kasama din po doon sa
Okay.
attachment.
As well as the third quarter, which is itong binasa nyo ho.
Opo, kasama din po yan.
Okay. But, despite of all of this, no, sinabi mo, hindi, disallowed pa rin yan kasi walang evidence of success eh. No? Walang evidence of success eh, no?
Your Honor,
Wait lang.
Kindly turn on the mic for the prosecutor.
Your Honor, the counsel is being argumentative with the
No,
witness.
I'm
We
just
object.
I'm asking a question. Sabi ko,
What is the question again?
ang question ko, despite of all of those reports, no, dinisallow nyo pa rin yung payment of rewards. Kasi sabi ninyo, no proof of success. Di ba ho?
Argumentative, Your Honor.
Hindi,
That is
sinabi-
the finding of this
Kaya nga ho,
witness.
sinasabi ko ho, attorney, kaya nga kino-confirm ko ho.
Counsel, if you please. Witness may answer. Objection is overruled. Witness said that she indeed disallowed and or gave AOMs because there was no proof of success. I even remember her saying, wala naman daw nahuli. So, please answer, Xylene.
Yes po, kasama po yun sa notice of disallowance ko na na-issue noong March 31, 2026. Hindi
Oh.
po sufficient yung PIOR and the certification na evidence na nagpapakita ng success ng information gathering.
Okay, I get that. But are you aware that one of the purposes of intelligence work is crime prevention?
Your Honor, please, may we know where this is leading? Because we are not talking about intelligence funds. We're talking
But
about
confidential funds. So I
Confidential
convert my
funds.
question, Your Honor.
Counsel, kindly
Yes.
wait for Attorney Capunan to finish with her objection.
Are you referring to
Counsel,
I will rephrase my question. I will rephrase my question.
counsels, please address the court, not
Your
each
Honor,
other.
please.
Your Honor, please.
Your Honor, please, may I object to this line of questioning? In fact, I have not stood up because all the questions referred to intelligence funds, Your Honor, when the topic today is confidential funds. And I would like to put that on record, Your Honor, especially this last question, where she
Your Honor.
specifically refers to conclusions as to use of intelligence funds.
The objection is noted, and counsel has already stated that she will rephrase, kindly rephrase, Attorney Kristine.
All right. So, ang tanong ko kanina, no, sabi nyo nga, no, dinisallow nyo yung rewards kasi nga walang evidence of success ng information gathering. Tama ho?
Opo.
Okay. Kasi nga ho, gusto nyo ho ng proof na may nahuli. Sinabi nyo yan kahapon sa testimony nyo.
Yes po, kasi naipakita po doon yung probable threat. So ang hinihanap na proof of success is kung may na-apprehend po.
Okay, apprehended. So, apprehensions, no? So, ang tanong ko sa'yo ngayon, alam niyo ho ba, no? Do you know that one of the purposes of a confidential activity or a surveillance is crime prevention? Alam niyo ba yon?
Ang sa confidential...
Hindi, alam niyo ho ba yon? Tanong ko lang ho, alam niyo ho ba na isa sa mga purposes ng surveillance or ng confidential work ay crime prevention? Alam niyo ho ba yon?
Kasama po ang crime prevention pero depende rin po ito sa
just
mandate,
answer my question,
mandate ng
yes or
agency.
no.
Attorney Xylene,
Do you agree? Yeah.
Kasama po ba yon o hindi?
Yung sa crime prevention po, kasama po yun sa...
Wait,
pero
let her
depende
answer.
pa din po ito sa mandate po ng
Ang
agency.
ganda lang, kasama po ba siya sa surveillance at paggamit ng confidential fund, crime prevention? Yes or no?
Opo, kasama po.
Okay, salamat, Celine. Okay. In fact, meron tayong 3 klase ng surveillance work. Alam niyo ba 'yon, Xylene? May background ho kayo sa mga surveillance, intelligence work, confidential work.
Based lang po sa joint circular na for surveillance activities yung confidential fund.
So actually yung surveillance do you agree with me, may 3 klase ho yan. Una, preventive surveillance. Alam niyo ba 'yon?
No basis, Your Honor. No basis
Hindi,
for this
tinatanong ko lang ho
question.
kung alam niyo ho ba.
Your Honor, the surveillance work that this
Your Honor-
witness testified to is as defined in the circular, Your
So,
Honor.
what is surveillance work as defined in the circular?
Ito po yung yung kasing, di ba po yung confidential expenses is used by agencies for surveillance and surveillance activities na makakatulong po na maisagawa ang mandate ng isang
Okay,
agency.
sige. Sige, nandun na tayo sa maisagawa yung mandate nila. So, tanong ko sa'yo, did the circular limit that to crime prevention? Kasi nga sabi mo, kailangan to apprehension. Kasi nga sabi mo, dapat may mahuli. Sinabi mo ba yan sa JC na dapat may mahuli?
Ang nakalagay po kasi sa JC under 4.8.5 is proof of success.
Your Honor, please.
Let the witness answer, Your
Your
Honor.
Honor, please,
Mr.
can the...
Presiding Officer, can the counsel be instructed not to stop the witness at mid-sentence, Your Honor?
Your Honor, please, can the witness be directed? You just answer with yes or no. The counsel has her time to ask clarificatory questions later
Your Honor,
during
not all
redirect, Your
questions.
Honor.
Not all questions can be answered by yes
I am
or
on
no.
cross, Your Honor, please.
Counsels.
Never mind if you're on cross. There are limits to cross-examination.
Counsels.
Misleading questions are not allowed
They
on
are
cross.
allowed.
Counsels,
I don't think I need to lecture
please,
you that.
counsels, let's not allow the generational or seeming generational divide increase the tension in the courtroom. Let's keep it a notch lower.
Your Honor, please, I am preventing myself from giving her a spanking, Your Honor. That is what I would
Your
have
Honor,
done
please.
Again,
in the
counsels.
generational divide, Your Honor.
Again,
Your Honor,
counsels, you are all members of the bar and
Yes,
you're
Your Honor.
all counsels
I submit,
for the parties.
submit.
And we will be treating and looking at each one equally. At Miss
I will-
Eileen.
Yes, Your Honor,
it's also-
I promise to henceforth behave.
Your
Thank
Honor,
you.
can I please respond quickly lang, no? I have high respect for Attorney Kapunan. In fact, she's one of
You
my
can end there,
idols.
counsel.
Let's end here. Let's end here.
You can end there.
This
with
might
the
sound like
respect.
it might sound like a eulogy, Your Honor. I'm still very much alive.
Your Honor, kahapon niya, hindi ko nga siya kinukulit, di ba? Kahit may mga questions na doon na leading, hindi naman allowed yun sa direct examination eh. I respected her.
You can end there, counsel.
Yeah,
Respect
thank you.
her. Thank you.
Thank you po.
Miss Eileen, ayon sa tanong ng counsel, simple lang po naman, nakalagay ba sa Joint Memorandum Circular 2015-01 na kailangan may mahuli para maging successful ang isang pagbigay ng reward or information?
Wala pong nakalagay. Ang nakalagay lang po, proof of success of information gathering and or surveillance
So,
activities.
interpretasyon niyo po yun na dapat may mahuli para maging successful?
I base po yun sa aking professional judgment and based on the evaluation po ng documents na ito is based po sa joint circular.
Pero hindi po yun nakalagay sa joint circular na maliwanag.
Hindi po. Nakalagay lang po proof of
Interpretasyon
success.
niyo na po yun.
Doon po sa pag-evaluate ko, yun po yung naging basis
Okay.
ko.
Okay.
Please proceed, Attorney Kristine.
Salamat po. Okay, so sa tingin nyo, no, dahil gusto nyo dapat may huli, hindi part ng confidential activity yung crime prevention? Ganun ho ba? Hindi ho siya part nun?
Pwede pong pakiulit?
At hindi ho part yung crime prevention na walang nangyaring masama. Doon sa event na yun, hindi ho yun part ng confidential work or surveillance?
Hindi pa po siya sufficient as proof of success.
Hindi siya sufficient. So dapat talaga may mangyari na krimen at may mahuli para po may proof of success tayo.
Kasi nga po, meron po yung for payment of information and payment of reward. So, yung payment of information, yun kasi yung nakakatulong dun sa...
Simple lang naman yung tanong ko, Xylene, no? What if walang nangyari na masama dahil nga sa ginawang confidential work. At nag-certify ngayon sila chika na walang nangyari na masama. There was no untoward incident. Ano yan?
Your
Is
Honor, we
isn't that a proof of success or not?
What is the objection of counsel?
The question is speculative, Your Honor. This is not based on what-ifs. This is based on facts and documents submitted, not on the what-ifs of counsel for respondent.
It's
Your
not a
Honor.
what-if counsel because it was stated in the report that there was no untoward incident. Actually, that would have been one of the questions of the presiding officer as well later on. Attorney Xylene, ibahin natin ang payment for reward at payment for information. Ang payment for reward, yun ang hinahanapan mo ng success.
Opo, tama po.
Yung payment of information, hindi mo hinahanapan ng success yun.
Hindi po.
Tama po ba?
Opo, tama po.
So yung reward, kaya yung reward ang dinisallow at yung information, hindi mo dinisallow yung bayad na yun, di ba?
Hindi po na-disallow yung purchase of information.
So ang dinisallow mo lang ay yung payment of reward, for rewards rather.
Opo, tama
At yun
po.
ang hinahanapan mo ng success, hindi yung information.
Hindi po.
Magkaiba yun.
Opo, magkaiba po yun.
Okay. You may proceed, counsel.
Okay. So, doon sa payment of success, no? Bilang requirement nyo na may dapat nahuli, no? So, ibig sabihin ho ba nun, dapat may mangyaring masama para may mahuli?
Kasi po, gaya nga po nung kaninang dinidifferentiate.
Hindi, sagutin nyo lang ho yung tanong ko. Simple lang naman yun, di ba? Kailangan may mahuli. So, ano ho ba yun? Dapat may mangyari hong masama para may mahuli?
Yun po, di ba po ang nakalagay doon sa probable threats is may NPA. Ang hinahanap ko po kasing proof of success doon, yun nga po, kung may nahuli ba. Kasi yung pagkakaroon ng untoward incidents, pwede po yun kasing mag-fall sa purchase of information. Dahil sa purchase of information, nagkaroon ng, there were no untoward incidents. Yun po kasi yung parang pagkakaiba nila sa payment of rewards.
Okay, so yun yung interpretasyon mo, no? So, bawal magbayad ng reward dahil nagkaroon ng tip na may information na may mga taong may gagawin na masama.
Your
Tapos, Your Honor, I'm on cross-examination. Tapos, napigilan natin kasi nga hindi tayo pumunta sa lugar na yon, hindi tayo nag-conduct ng event sa petsa na yon based on confidential information. So, walang untoward incident. So, bawal ho bayaran ng reward yung tao na nagbigay ng information.
Are you done with the question? Don't answer.
I think right now she is.
I make an objection, Your Honor.
Yes, what's your objection, counsel?
Your Honor, the counsel is now asking a misleading question. She is mixing payment of rewards and payment for information, Your Honor. The list required by this witness is for payment of rewards. Precisely, payment of information is not disallowed. Now, counsel is saying payment of information is may we ask her to reform? Is she
Yeah, I
referring
can-
to
I can.
payment of rewards
Reward,
or
Your Honor.
payment for information? Because the information here is not disallowed.
Again,
Is not
counsels.
disallowed in the AOMs, Your Honor.
Again, counsels, kindly address
Your
the
Honor.
court or the presiding officer and not talk to each other directly. Ms. Eileen, to abbreviate and save on the court's time, Ms. Eileen, kapag kami nagbigay ng impormasyon, naghahanap ng threat, baka may threat sa Vice President, may nagbigay ng impormasyon, walang threat. Ligtas ang Vice President pag nagpunta siya dyan. Hindi magka-classify yun na pwedeng bigyan ng reward at success. Hindi naman kailangan, di ba? Sanay tayo sa reward na nakatakip yung mukha, di ba? Tinuro kung saan nagtatago yung akusado, tinuro kung saan nagtatago kung sino man. Di yun, reward. Pero wala bang reward kapag sinabing, okay, magpunta dyan, walang problema, wala kayong kailangan alalahanin. Is that information or can that also be reward?
Magpo-fall po siya sa information.
So, kailan lang magiging reward yun kapag may naturo?
Opo, kasi yun yung proof of success.
Tuloy niyo po.
Yun yung proof of success ng information na ibigay kasi may na-apprehend po or yun po, ganun po.
Yun, ulitin ko po yan ang interpretasyon nyo, pero wala po yan sa Joint Memorandum Circular.
Opo, based po sa, yun po lang yung hinihingi under item 4.8.5.b.
Right. Saan nyo ba binase ang interpretasyon nyo yan? Yan ba yung ginawa ng lahat ng mga nauna sa inyo sa pwestong yan? Kinopya nyo lang? Or sarili nyo po yan at ngayon lang ginawa yan?
Doon po sa mga ibang na-audit ko, ang ina-attach po talaga nila is yung payment of rewards na may mga nahuli po.
So lahat ng in-audit nyo nung nakaraan, for consistency's sake, merong nahuli o na-apprehend?
May ganun pong mga naka-attach na mga dokumento.
At tulad dun sa iba, kapag walang nahuli o na-apprehend sa reward, ine-AOM o dinidisala o sinususpend nyo?
Hinahanapan po namin ng proof of success, opo.
Na may nahuli nga?
Opo.
To prove consistency on your part. But do you have any knowledge na yung mga predecessor mo, yan din yung standard na ginamit?
Pare-pareho po kami na based sa joint circular po ang aming basis ng audit.
Pero wala nga dun eh. So interpretasyon mo, yan at yan yung interpretasyon din ng mga nauna sa'yo? Sa
Sa akin po, yun po yung naging
sa'yo lang?
interpretation. Opo.
Okay. You may proceed, Attorney
Salamat
Kristine.
po, Your Honor. I will go back to the podium.
After nung na-evaluate niyo po yung mga responses po, no, ng OVP, and including the DepEd, of course, no, nag-issue po kayo, okay, sa OVP muna tayo, nag-issue po kayo ng notice of suspension. We're referring to the Office of the Vice President.
Opo, yung sa fourth quarter. Ang nag-issue pa po nun is si Mr.
Hindi. Ang tanong ko, for the year 2023, first to third quarter, may notice of suspension ho ba na na-issue?
Wala po.
Okay. Okay, punta tayo dun sa fourth quarter ng 2022. Sige, dun muna tayo. Balik tayo sa... Kasi hindi naman kayo nag-issue ng AOM dun sa fourth quarter po, di ba po? Nag-2022?
Hindi po.
Oo, sige. So, dun na tayo sa notice of suspension kasi naabutan nyo na ho yun, di ba po?
Opo, tama po.
Okay. So, dun sa fourth quarter ng 2022, no? Nag-issue kayo ng notice of suspension dated December 13, 2023. Tama po ba?
Opo, tama po.
Okay. Pero sa 2023 wala kayong na-issue na notice of suspension.
Opo, tama po.
Okay. I'm going to direct you to the JC section 3.2. Ralph, kindly give her a copy of the JC. 3.2 notice of suspension. Nakita nyo na ho? 3.2, nakita nyo ho?
3.20
Okay.
po.
So, sinasabi ho dyan, refers to a written notification to the head of agency and or accountant informing of the temporary disallowance in audit of CE. CE po ay confidential expenses.
Opo, tama po.
And or IE, which appear illegal, improper, irregular, unless satisfactorily explained or justified by the responsible officers or until requirements on matters raised in the course of audit are complied with. Tama po?
Opo, tama po.
Pero in the case of the first and to third quarters, wala ho kayong in-issue na notice of suspension. Tama ho?
Wala pong notice of suspension.
Therefore, the Vice President, Office of the Vice President, was not able to comment on any supposed finding of the COA. Walang opportunity ho na magbigay ng comment yung Office of the Vice President bago pa ho ma-issue yung notice of disallowance.
Dumiretso po ito sa notice of disallowance.
Mamaya ho, tatanungin ho kita. Doon muna tayo sa notice of suspension. So walang naibigay na oportunidad para mag-comment ang Office of the Vice President to any notice of suspension na hindi naman na-serve.
Wala pong notice of suspension na na-issue.
Thank you. Salamat po. Now, sinabi mo rin kahapon na you dispense with the notice of suspension because there was a supposed violation of 6.1.1 of the JC.
Yes
Tama
po,
ho?
tama po.
Okay. Nasa JC ho ba, no, joint circular, na pag may violation ng 6.1.1, didiretso kayo sa notice of disallowance?
Under po kasi sa 3.19, nakalagay po doon na yung disallowance is written notification to the head of agency and or accountant informing and requiring the persons liable to restitute the amount, kasi nga po nakalagay dito as a result of illegal, irregular, and improper disbursement or expenditure of such funds.
So, naiintindihan po kita, Xylene, no? Ang tanong ko ho, nasa joint circular ba ho, na pag may violation ng 6.1.1, ay didiretso ho kayo sa notice of disallowance. Nasa JC ho yan?
Kasi nga po yung
Sagutin nyo lang ho yung tanong ko, nandun ho ba o wala?
pwede pong pakiulit yung tanong.
Sige. Nasa joint circular ho ba na pag may violation ng 6.1.1, dediretso na kayo sa notice of disallowance. Hindi nyo na kailangan mag-issue ng notice of suspension.
Opo, kasi irregular na po yung...
Hindi po. Ito po, yung tinatanong ko po ay mismong yung provision na yun, sinasabi ho ba niya, you can directly issue notice of disallowance without...
Your Honor, this is asked and answered.
Asked and answered. That is your answer, Counsel. It's not in the memorandum circular, Xylene, right?
Meron po, ang notice of disallowance po kasi ini-issue siya pag irregular na po yung paggamit nung pondo po. So,
Tama po kayo, pero walang nakalagay na pwede kang dumiretso doon kapag kung ano man.
opo, basta nakalagay lang po na ini-issue ang ND pag irregular.
Kung sa pananaw mo, irregular na.
Opo.
You may proceed, Counsel.
Okay. Salamat po, Your Honor. Now, punta tayo dun sa first and second notices of disallowance, no? I will refer to the first ND. I refer to the first ND. When I say first ND, that refers to the fourth quarter of 2022, no? So, yung second ND naman, that refers to the first to third quarter of 2023. Okay? Para hindi tayo malito. And for the guidance of the Honorable Court. Now, ang sinabi ho yung basis po sa audit ng ICFA, sa audit nyo po, ng confidential funds ng Vice President at ng DepEd ay yung, syempre yung joint circular ho, di ba po?
Opo.
Okay. So, pag may audit ho ng confidential funds, okay, do you agree with me na dalawa lang naman yung outcomes nun, di ba? Allowance, confidential expense, whether full or partial allowance or disallowance.
Yung disallowance po, pwedeng whole or in part.
Okay, so tama yun, no? Pwedeng dalawa yung magiging resulta niya, allowance or disallowance in full or in part. Okay. Now, and if a confidential expense is disallowed, no, it is because, in your own opinion, the agency did not fully comply with the documentary requirements of the joint circular.
Opo, hindi siya compliant with the joint circular.
Okay, sige, salamat to. And as someone who is familiar with the COA rules, ito po ay masasagot nyo bilang auditor at bilang familiar po kayo sa COA rules. Sa tingin nyo ba ang joint circular is a penal law?
Your Honor, please, Mr. Presiding Officer, we object to the question.
If she knows, overruled. If she knows, if she doesn't, she may
Penal
say
law,
so.
alam niyo ba yung penal law?
Hindi po,
Sige.
hindi po.
I-define natin yung penal law ay yung batas na it is a law that defines a crime or a felony. Ganun po yung penal law. So sa tingin nyo ho, ito po bang joint circular, ito po ba ay isang batas na nag-define ng krimen?
Misleading
At
you.
may Your Honor, I'm on cross-examination, please.
Witness is not competent.
Even if you're on cross, misleading is not allowed.
Not for that ground, counsel. Witness would not be competent to answer that. She's not a lawyer nor a member of the bar, an accountant, and is part of ICFAO. Proceed to your next point, counsel.
Thank you,
please.
Your Honor.
Okay, thank you po, Your Honor. Sige, I will ask her na lang based on her personal knowledge. Now, based ho sa circular, meron ho bang provision doon na kulong? Pagkakakulong, meron ho ba?
Wala pong nakalagay sa circular.
Okay, may provision ho ba doon na fines, multa?
Document, Your Honor, document will speak for
No.
itself.
Let the
Objection.
witness answer. Overruled.
Pwede, Your Honor, pwede pong mag-refer dito
Sige,
sa...
sure. Oo, okay lang po.
Meron po dito sa item 8, yung administrative provisions, penal sanctions. Yun lang po yung masasabi ko na.
Okay, sige. Okay, okay, I'll take that, sir. Pero, sige, okay. Alam niyo, kayo po ay part ng COA, di ba po?
Opo, tama po.
Pamilyar ho kayo sa administrative law kasi nasa gobyerno naman ho kayo.
Anong specific? Hindi
Sige.
po gaka.
Okay, I will just dispense with that question, no? So, in short, yung joint circular sa pagkakaintindi nyo ay procedural rules, na procedure siya, kung paano ninyo ikakandak inyong audit of the confidential funds.
Yung joint circular po ang guidelines na ginagamit namin sa pag-audit po ng confidential and intelligence funds.
Yes, okay. I'll take that answer. Now, let's go to the first ND. Can it be flashed on the screen, please? Now, ND dated August 8, 2024, covering the fourth quarter of 2022. Okay. We will be giving the witness a copy of the ND. Okay, meron na pala, no? So, in that ND, the amount of 73,287,000 was disallowed in audit out of 125 million confidential expenses of the OVP for the fourth quarter of 2022. Tama po?
Opo, tama po.
Okay. At saka sa disallowance po nun, no, kung nakikita nyo sa screen at sa copy nyo, no, na ND, may 3 grounds po yon. Agree po kayo?
Opo,
Okay.
nandito po.
So, yung first ground ho natin ay non-submission of documents evidencing success of information gathering and or surveillance activities. Okay, with disallowed amount of 69,787,000. Nakikita nyo ba yon?
Opo.
Okay. Yung pangalawa ho, charging payment for tables, chairs, and desktop computers and printers in the total amount of 3,500,000 to confidential fund without specifying that they were intended for confidential operations activities undertaken by the OVP. Tama po?
Opo, tama po.
Okay, salamat. And letters number 3, non-submission of the revised accomplishment report to the Office of the President, Senate President, and Speaker of the House of Representatives. Tama ho?
Opo, tama po.
Okay. So, sinabi niyo kanina na itong fourth quarter na ito ng 2022, meron ho itong kalakip na notice of suspension. Tama po?
Opo.
Okay. So, can we flash the notice of suspension dated December 13, 2023? Okay. And this notice of suspension, nilabas ho siya, in-issue ho siya before ng issuance ng notice of disallowance. Tama po?
Opo, tama po.
Okay. So, can we go to item number 2? Miss Celine, can counsel give her a copy? Sige, you can peruse po, no, item number 2 of the notice of suspension. Okay, so item number 2, the DEPs likewise revealed that the OVP incurred the following expenses supported with acknowledgement receipts. Nakikita niyo po yan?
Opo.
Okay. So, nakalagay ho dyan, payment of reward, open close parenthesis, various goods, 34,857,000. Tama po?
Opo.
Okay. Payment of reward, open close parenthesis, medicines, 24,930,000. Tama po?
Opo.
Payment of purchase supplies, 11,813,000. Tama po?
Opo, tama po.
Payment of tables and chairs, 500,000.
Opo, tama.
Okay. Payment of desktop computers, 3 million.
Opo,
Sakto?
tama.
Okay. Next paragraph po, sinabi nyo dyan, no? Since the aforementioned expenses pertain to purchases, the same should be supported by either sales invoices or official receipts as evidence of payment of purchases from establishments/stores. Nakikita niyo po ba?
Opo.
Okay. Ngayon, nakikita niyo ba ho yung statement na yan dun sa ND? Nandun pa ho ba yan or tinanggal ho yan?
Yung wala na po ito sa end.
Wala na ho yan sa ND. Okay. So, flash natin ulit yung ND para makita ho ng mga tao. No? So, yan. Okay. So, tinanggal nyo na, no? Let's go to the second ND. Okay, ito na yung first to third quarter ng 2023. Okay. Pakibigay ho ng kopya yung ating witness. Okay, paki-flash ho ng second ND. Okay. The date is March 31, 2026. Okay? So, yung second ND naman ho yun ay nagdi-disallow ng 375 million na confidential expenses ng Office of the Vice President.
Opo, tama.
Okay. Punta ho tayo dun sa item number 1, no? Payment of rewards. Totaling 62 million. Okay? So, kita nyo ho, 62 million.
Opo.
Okay, according to ICFAO, sabi nyo ho, the documents evidencing success of the surveillance activities submitted by the OVP did not comply with item 4.8.5b of the joint circular because the documents were not able to specify the particular accomplishments demonstrating success of the information gathering. Nakita nyo ho yun?
Opo.
Okay. So, tanong ho, no? Does the JC describe a particular format for this type of documents? May proforma ho ba kung paano ho isusulat yung accomplishments demonstrating success of the information gathering?
Ang nakalagay lang po dun sa joint circular is
Hindi, ang tanong ko ay may template po ba yung JC?
wala po.
Wala po. Okay. In fact, hindi ho siya part ng annexes po ng JC. Ano po? Wala pong template na ganon. Kung paano ho namin isusulat kung ano po yung mga success of information gathering na yon, yung mga detalye na yon. Wala hong ganon.
Your Honor, please ask and answer already.
Okay.
Move on, Counsel.
Yes po. So, sa JC, may nakikita ho ba kayong example? Paano isulat yon? Aside sa wala ho siya sa annexes, sinabi niyo ho kanina, may nilagay ho ba si JC doon na example na ganito dapat yung pagkasulat ninyo ng certification evidencing success of the information gathering? Ganito dapat yung pagkasulat. May ganun ho ba sa JC?
Ang nakalagay lang po is documents evidencing success.
Okay. Okay. Sige, I'll take that answer. So, in disallowing the OVP's documents evidencing success of its surveillance activities, of course, you merely relied on your personal opinion or probably your professional opinion, no? Kung ano sa tingin nyo ang compliant with item 4.8.5 of the JC, tama po?
Binase ko po ang evaluation ko based on the joint circular and
Yes, and ikaw ho yung nag-audit. So basically, yun po ang inyong professional judgment. Ano ho?
And ito pong pag-audit kasi na to, dumadaan din po to sa review. So nare-review din po ito ng aking division chief hanggang makarating po sa head of ICFAO.
Yes. in short, lahat kayo ng auditors based din sa sa judgment ninyo, sa opinion ninyo na itong document na ito ay hindi naayon sa circular.
Ask and answer, Your Honor.
Not yet, Your Honor, because he said there were reviews that were undertaken. So, lahat kayo, kakasali yung mga superiors mo, no? Ito yung opinion ninyo, no? Na ito ay hindi naayon sa circular 4.8.5.
Your Honor,
specifically.
please. I object again. Counsel uses the word opinion, whereas this witness says professional judgment, Your Honor. They're two different things. Opinion is not professional judgment.
No, Your Honor.
Besides, counsels, please. Besides, witness already answered that is not only her personal judgment and or opinion, but also that of her superiors who reviewed
Yes, Your Honor.
her findings, resulting in the notice of disallowance. You did not sign the notice of disallowance, correct, Xylene?
Hindi po, pero meron po sa office namin yung second original copy, may countersign po kami. Pero ang ini-issue namin sa agency is yung may signed lang po ng aming...
So pataas, presumably, pag pinirmahan yan ultimately at iniso, nag-agree sila sa findings mo, yun din ang pananaw nila.
Opo.
You may proceed, counsel.
Okay. So, sinasabi nyo na yun po yung pananaw po ng inyong mga superiors at ng sarili mo din, no? Meron ho bang guidelines yung COA na nagsasabi na ganito dapat yung assessment ninyo pagdating ho dyan sa submission ng documents evidencing success of information gathering? May mga clarificatory issuances ba yung COA niyan?
We base po our audit sa joint circular.
Joint circular lang talaga. Okay. So, okay. Punta ho tayo dun sa item number 2, Ms. Xylene. Okay, item number 2, okay. The ND provides, no? Number 2, purchases of supplies and provisions of medical/food aid totaling 199 million presented in table 2 were supported only by acknowledgement receipts. Okay, nakikita niyo ho ba yan?
Opo.
So, eto hong table 2 na to nakalagay, ang total ho niya, purchase of supplies, 117 million, provisions of medical and food aid, 82 million. Yung total ho niya, 199 million. Tama ho?
Opo, tama.
And dinisallow niyo siya because acknowledgement receipts lang yung supporting documents.
Dahil nga po, we cannot... Opo.
Yun lang, ano nyo muna yung tanong ko po, no? Doon lang ho muna kayo sa sumagot, no? So, acknowledgement receipts lang, so disallowed, tama ho?
Yes po, because...
Mamaya natin. May tatanungin ko din. No? Wait for the question, Xylene, no? Xylene. So, sabi dun sa next paragraph, okay, may next paragraph po, tingnan nyo ho. Although the joint circular, nakita nyo ho yan?
Opo.
Although the joint circular does not prescribe specificity to the documentary evidence of payments to be submitted to substantiate the disbursements made from the CF, this office, pursuant to item 6.2.3.7 of the joint circular, may require other supporting documents that we deem necessary for the proper evaluation of liquidation documents submitted. Nakita niyo po yan?
Opo.
Okay. Yung next sentence, sinasabi ho, to ascertain the validity of such purchases of supplies and provision of medical and food aid, we deem it necessary that they be substantiated with appropriate documents such as official receipts or sales invoices. Sinabi po yan?
Opo.
Okay, so in short, mas gugustuhin nyo na meron talagang official receipts and invoices na nakalakip doon sa submission ng OVP.
To ascertain po
To
na
ascertain.
talagang naibili ito ng supplies and medical and food aid.
Okay, sige, thank you. Of course, the answer is clear, no? So, okay, no? Pero, if you can recall dun sa ND ng fourth quarter ninyo, noong 2022, pwede natin i-flash ulit. Oo. Tinanggal ho dun yung requirement ng official receipts and invoices. Tama ho ba? Do you recall that?
Kasi po yung...
Hindi, just answer my question, Ms.
Can,
Celine.
Your Honor, please, can counsel for respondent show
Yes, it
the
will
particular
be shown.
provision, Your Honor?
Kindly flash it on the
Okay.
screen.
So, doon sa fourth quarter ng 2022, no? Okay. Wala, doon sa ending ninyo, tinanggal na ninyo yung requirement nyo for sales invoices and receipts. Diba?
Counsel, wala din sa screen, counsel. Can you
Just-
please confront
Yeah, they are
witness with the
working on it.
document?
Cylene, do you remember?
Andun na,
Can you
andun
answer? Can you answer, Cylene?
Wala po siya doon, pero pwede ko po bang i-clarify yung answer?
Let the opposing counsel seek that. But the question being asked for is kung nandun o wala. So wala na siya dun sa notice of disallowance.
Wala na po.
Pero nandun naman siya sa notice of suspension dati, no? Yung
Opo.
2020. Okay. So, okay. So, ngayon, Miss Celine or Xylene, no, I understand, baka familiar now dito si opposing counsel. Alam niyo ba yung COA Circular number 92-385?
Opo, ayun po ba yung pinakita kay... Yun po ba yung...
Sige,
pwede
papakita
pong
ko namin
pakita.
sa inyo. Sige, oh.
Kindly show the witness.
Okay, hello.
Your Honor, please,
Eto, na.
before she asks the question, Your Honor, for everybody to refresh their memories, this particular circular was presented by Attorney Poa to Attorney Wamil. And we had manifested that this circular dated 1992 has been superseded, has been amended, has been revoked by the current joint circular of 5 government agencies, not only of one, Your Honor.
I remember that manifestation, that it was impliedly repealed, although it was not specifically mentioned in the repealing clause of the JMC. Yes, witness
Yes,
may
sir, but
answer?
I have different questions. Okay, so, pakibasa ho, no, with the indulgence of the opposing counsel, papabasa lang ho namin yung certain provisions, no, yung 4th paragraph po.
Your Honor, please, before
Yes,
this witness
Attorney Gabunan.
answers, Your Honor, may we know this line of questioning? Because this witness precisely is being presented with a document and required or directed to read provisions or paragraphs of a document that is no longer in force and effect, Your Honor.
Let's give her some leeway, counsel. Let's
She
give her
will
some
know later the
we
question,
will
Your
see
Honor.
where she
Yeah.
will lead to.
So, paragraph 4, Your Honor, please. Witness.
Whereas these intelligence and confidential activities by their very nature are highly sensitive and confidential operations or missions, the details of which cannot be divulged without posing a threat to national security or to the success of the mission.
Can you continue with paragraph 5, Xylene?
Whereas, as now being required, the submission of receipts, bills, or commercial invoices in support of disbursement from this fund for rental of safe houses, purchase of meals or supplies, and other expenses might create a leak of information that may threaten the confidentiality of the intelligence operations, endanger the lives and safety of the agents and employees of the government agencies, and result to a failure of the mission.
So, paragraph 6, sorry, medyo magbabasa ka, no? Paragraph 6,
Whereas in many instances it is impractical and sometimes impossible to obtain such receipts, bills, or commercial invoices during intelligence operations.
last na ho, no? Paragraph 7,
Whereas by its very nature, the use of intelligence and or confidential funds requires an approach allowing more flexibility in intelligence operations.
Okay. So, sinabi ho ng good counsel natin, no, na this is 1992 circular, no? Outdated na yan. Pero, agree ho kayo sa sinasabi niya na confidential operations are highly sensitive.
Opo.
Totoo pa naman ho yun hanggang ngayon, di ba po?
Opo, tama po.
Okay. At ayon sa circular, may mga detalye na hindi natin pwedeng i-disclose dahil dito nakasalalay yung success ng ating confidential operations.
Based po sa document na ito.
Okay, pero as of today, no, totoo pa naman ho yun, applicable ho yun. Sa tingin nyo ho?
Opo, sa intelligence.
Okay. And confidential activities also.
Your Honor, please, the answer was opo sa intelligence.
Hindi, I'm asking her about confidential, Your Honor, operations. Applicable din ho yan pagdating sa mga confidential operations.
Opo, pwede din
Okay,
po.
salamat. Now, based on those statements, no, na binasa ho ninyo, nire-recognize ho ng COA, based lang ho dyan sa statement na yan, no, na yung submission of receipts, bills, or commercial invoices in support of certain expenses might create a leak of information that may threaten the confidentiality of the intelligence operations. Based lang ho dito sa binasa niyo ho.
Based po dito sa circular na ito.
Okay. Okay. So, sa tingin niyo ho, yung mga konsepto na na-introduce po ng circular na ito ay applicable pa ho sa panahong ito?
Objection, Your Honor.
What is the objection?
Your Honor, please, this counsel is trying to elicit from this witness an opinion that indirectly runs counter to the express provision in the joint circular of 2015, Your Honor, that all of this, everything she has said, all the paragraphs that she has read precisely, Your Honor, if I can,
Your
I
Honor,
will state this later, Your Honor, but precisely, Your Honor, the joint circular, if we are to read the rationale for the joint circular, was precisely in recognition of the fact that this circular and several other circulars of intelligence and confidential government agencies are inaccurate and inconsistent with each other. Thus, the rationale of joint circular 2015 was precisely to make it one whole joint circular of 5
Your Honor,
agencies on intelligence and confidential funds.
I
She is
understand the
now
point of
saying, Your
Attorney
Honor,
Kapunan. However, the question is quite simple for the witness. Although this may have indeed been impliedly repealed, again, impliedly repealed by the joint memorandum circular, are the concepts stated herein still applicable today, and are you still using it? To abbreviate the proceedings, Ms. Xylene, yung kawalan ba ng resibo na sinasabing okay lang sa circular na to, okay pa rin ba hanggang ngayon sa joint memorandum circular o hindi na?
Under po kasi sa joint memorandum circular, under 6.2.3.7, we can request po other documents necessary for the proper evaluation po nung under 6.2.7 po.
I
Other
agree.
documents necessary in the audit po.
You can request for other documents, but the joint circular does not say that you should demand and ask for receipts.
Opo.
Wala dun yun.
Your Honor,
Yes, Attorney
just a
Kristine.
quick manifestation, Your Honor.
You may proceed, Attorney Kristine.
Your Honor, can the counsel for the prosecutors be reminded not to make an argument, not to argue for the witness, Your Honor, because she's citing circular, she's citing laws, which is not allowed during cross-examination, and that is indirectly teaching her witness how to answer my question. So, please, Your Honor, can the court direct the counsel not to make these arguments in court because these are not allowed under the rules of court, Your Honor. This is not a place where we are, this is not the time where we are supposed to expound or to state our oral arguments in this case. So, please,
Your Honor,
Your
please.
Honor.
If I may.
This is part of the seeming generational divide tension that the court is trying to avoid. So let's leave it at that, counsel.
Yes, Your Honor. I was just going to say that I will accept.
Let's leave it
I
at that.
accept what she said, Your Honor.
Thank you,
I will
thank you.
refrain from lecturing her, Your Honor.
No,
Counsel, please.
that's all out of order, Your
Counsel,
Honor.
please. Kindly proceed, Attorney Kristine.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Okay. Sige, I will go back to the podium. So, in relation to the question that you were asked by the chair, no? Earlier you said that hindi naman required ng circular yung mga invoices and receipts, tama ho?
Ang requirement po is other documents deemed necessary sa audit.
Yes, but answer my question. Hindi required yung invoices and receipts. Sinabi mo yun kanina.
Opo, hindi
Okay,
po siya
thank you.
naka-enumerate doon.
In fact, yung item 4.12 ng JC, kung may copy ka ho dyan, pakitingin. Item 4.12, please. Okay. It says that disbursements from CF shall be supported with documentary evidence of payment, among others, which shall be submitted to the ICFAO in a sealed envelope signed by SDO. No? So sinasabi dito, documentary evidence of payment. Tama ho?
Opo, tama po.
Without specifying the kind of document that the agency should submit. Tama?
Opo, wala siyang in-specify. Ang nakalagay lang po, documents evidencing payment.
Okay. So, kung yung intention ho ng circular ay i-require ho yung invoices and receipts, no? Bakit sa tingin nyo hindi ho nakalagay ho sa circular yun?
Your Honor, please, we object to the question.
What's the base of the objection, counsel?
Argumentative, speculative.
Sustained
Okay, sige po.
for being argumentative.
Yes, Your Honor. I will move on, no? Okay. Xylene pala, sorry. Kasi Celine yun. Xylene. Okay, Xylene, no? The circular involves surveillance activities, tama?
Confidential and
Ah,
intelligence
oo.
activities po.
Yes, surveillance activities. Familiar ho ba kayo sa mga surveillance activities?
Excuse me, Your Honor, asked and answered earlier.
Hindi ho, tinatanong ko, Your Honor, kung familiar ho sila kung anong klaseng mga surveillance kung ano ho ang mga surveillance
Witness
activities.
may answer. She evaluated those earlier and identified some of the things read by counsel as surveillance. So, she is competent to answer. Xylene, please answer the question.
Pwede po ulit pakiulit yung tanong po.
Familiar po ba kayo sa mga surveillance operations? Mga klase, uri, I believe, ng surveillance operations.
May konti po akong alam sa surveillance activities po.
Okay.
Okay. Sige, I'll just move on to another point, Your Honor. So, okay. Natapos na tayo dun sa invoices and receipts, no? Kayo ho ay certified public accountant to, Miss Xylene?
Opo.
Okay, so familiar ho kayo sa tax code? National Internal Revenue Code?
Hindi po ako nag-practice ng sa bandang tax.
Pero
So,
pinag-aralan ho natin yan sa college, sa accountancy ho. Diba?
kasama po.
Your Honor, we object to this line of questioning already. First, she asks this witness earlier if this witness is familiar with criminal laws. Objection from prosecution sustained by the presiding officer. Now she's asking this witness, are you familiar with
Tax code, because
The
she's
tax
a CPA,
code, Your
Your
Honor.
Honor.
We will make the same objection, Your Honor, beyond the scope of
Well,
direct.
We'll note the objection. We'll see where she takes this, counsel. We'll give her some leeway. She's on cross.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. So, yung tax code doon, nasa curriculum mo natin yan nung college po, di ba po? Nung nagtitake up tayo ng accountancy.
Yes po, taxation and law.
Okay, salamat po. Now, familiar ho kayo sa section 34 ho ng tax code? Sige.
Hindi ko na po
Hindi nyo na
gaanong maalala.
no? Ipa-flash ho natin yan sa screen, please. Section 34.
Can counsel just proceed to the question, Your Honor?
That's it. That's it, Your Honor. That's section 34. Ipa-flash ho natin, no? Section 34B says, substantiation requirements. No deduction from gross income shall be allowed under subsection A hereof unless the taxpayer shall substantiate with sufficient evidence such as official receipts or other adequate records, the amount of the expense being deducted, and the direct connection or relation of the expense being deducted to the development, management, operation, and or conduct of trade, business, or profession of the taxpayer. Kikita
Your Honor,
niyo yan?
please.
Counsel?
We will object already to this line of questioning. It is totally immaterial, irrelevant, and beyond the scope of cross-examination.
There was no question yet, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Let's wait for the question, Counsel. I think I know where Counsel is leading to.
Thank you, Your
Attorney
Honor.
Kristine, go to
Okay,
your question.
so Section 34B refers to the deductibility of expenses under the tax code. If you can recall that.
Opo.
Yes, okay.
Now we make our objection, Your Honor. Is that your question?
Wala pa.
I think she's
No,
laying
you
the
said-
basis for a
Wala pa ho.
question,
I'm
Counsel.
laying the basis ho. Okay. So,
What is the question?
wait lang ho. In fact, Section 34B, yung binasa natin.
Patience is a virtue, Counsel.
Yeah.
Let's give her
In
some.
fact, Section
Let her lay the
34B
predicate.
B of the NIRC considers other adequate records to support the deductibility of expenses, di ba ho? Tingnan nyo, kung titingnan nyo lang o base lang ho sa tax code.
Is that already the question?
No,
Your
asked
Honor?
and answered, Counsel. Move to your point.
What is...
Yes. Yung ano ho yung sagot?
Paulit po yung tanong. Pwede
Okay,
pong
based ho
pakiulit.
dyan sa sinite ho natin na provision ng tax code, okay, Section 34B considers adequate records as sufficient support for the deductibility of expenses or business expenses under the tax code.
What
Base
is-
po dyan.
Based po dyan, okay.
Document is the best evidence, Your Honor.
Yes, Counsel. Let her proceed, Counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. It does not require an invoice. Nakalagay ho dyan, invoice. Dapat mag-submit ho tayo ng invoice.
Again, may I object now? Is that a question already, or
Yes,
should
that's
I
a
wait for
question,
your question?
Honor. That's a
Okay.
question.
That's
That's
your
a question, Your
question.
Honor. Nakalagay ho ba dyan na requirement na dapat may invoice para magiging deductible yung expense?
Nakalagay po such as
Your
official.
Honor, please.
Hindi,
Attorney Lorna, yes. What is your objection?
This is immaterial, irrelevant, beyond the scope. This is the National Internal Revenue Code for taxpayers. What is relevant here is the payment of taxes, what is allowed as deductions, what are documents allowed to substantiate findings here. It refers to gross income, Your Honor. What has gross income have to do with confidential funds
Let-
of the Office of the Vice President and the DepEd, Your Honor?
Since it's 11:55, let the presiding officer go to the point. I think Attorney Kristine is going towards. Attorney Xylene, nasa tax code, para sa kung namang dahilan o purpose, ay pwede ka mag-present ng adequate records maliban sa resibo. Alam niyo yan bilang accountant.
Opo.
Sa trabaho niyo po ba ngayon sa COA, sa paghahanap, ayon sa pag-cite niyo ng provision kanina, ng iba pang dokumento bilang suporta sa paggastos ng confidential fund, tiningnan niyo ba maliban sa official receipt, adequate records na ginagamit din naman sa NIRC kung aplikable yan sa COA?
Pwede pong pakiulit yung tanong.
Applicable din ba ang adequate records maliban sa resibo sa COA at hindi lamang dito sa NIRC bilang accountant? Kaya nga siguro required na accountant kayong lahat o abogado, hindi ba?
Opo.
So pwedeng adequate records.
Opo, na ma-ascertain namin kung talagang nagamit to for confidential expenses.
Pwede kayo magbigay ng isang ehemplo ng adequate record maliban sa resibo, maliban sa OR. Anong isang ehemplo ng adequate record base sa karanasan nyo sa ibang national government agencies na nagli-liquidate ng confidential at intelligence funds?
May mga sinasubmit po sila na gaya po ng acknowledgement receipt at saka po yung mga reimbursement expense receipts po.
So yan yung papasok sa adequate records na katanggap-tanggap para sa inyo maliban sa official receipt.
Kasama na rin po yung official receipt.
Pwede
Yun po.
bang gamitin ang other record, adequate records sa pagbili ng bagay-bagay?
Opo, pwede po.
So tables, chairs, pwedeng adequate records at hindi kailangan official receipt sa lahat ng panon. Depende sa kalagayan at sitwasyon.
Pero po kasi ito po ay nagpe-pertain sa purchases. So mas sufficient po sa amin kung maipapakita yung sales invoice at official receipts po.
Pero posible bang may adequate records yon o wala? Posible bang may iba pang records sa karanasan nyo sa ibang agencies na gumagamit ng intelligence at confidential funds?
Resibo lang po talaga para mapatunayan namin na talagang binili yun for tables and chairs.
Pag-purchase.
Opo.
hindi pag-reward, hindi pag-information.
Opo, pwede po yung acknowledgement receipts doon.
At yun ang papasok sa adequate records.
Opo, tama po.
Okay. Attorney Kristine?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll move on.
You want to move on to the next point?
Yes, yes
Okay.
po. Yes po. Okay. So, napag-usapan nun natin yung ORs and sales invoices po, di ba po?
Opo.
As a CPA, syempre as COA-Auditor, familiar ho kayo kung ano yung mga contents nun? Dun sa ORs and invoices, familiar ho kayo ano yung mga details na nandun, di ba po?
Opo.
Okay. So, nakalagay doon sa ORs and invoices, halos pare-pareho lang ho yan, yung date of transaction, di ba ho?
Opo.
Okay. Yung seller's details, no? Nakalagay doon yung registered name, registered business address, and the tax identification of the seller. Nakalagay ho doon, di ba po?
Opo, tama po.
Okay. Nakalagay din ho doon yung description ng goods. Di ba po? Or in case of services, kung ano ho yung nature ng services provided. Nakalagay ho doon.
Opo.
Okay. So, nakalagay din ho doon yung buyer's information, no? Yung pangalan ng buyer or ng client, yung address, at saka yung tax identification number ng client. Tama ho?
Opo.
Okay. Now, let's apply this invoice, these details that are required in an invoice or OR in an actual confidential transaction.
Your
Okay.
Honor.
Counsel for the prosecutor.
object to this line of questioning, Your Honor. We are now going to the realm of the hypothetical.
No.
She has presented a hypothetical OR, knowing that there is zero, no OR, not a single OR was submitted to the office of the COA-ICFAO. Now she's talking about a sample hypothetical OR. What is the line? Where are we going here,
Wala
Your
pang
Honor?
question, no,
Because
Your
if we are going to this line of hypotheticals, Your Honor, we might not finish today. We might finish next week, August 14, which is what they want probably, Your Honor.
Counsel, I will give the Attorney Kristine some leeway on this. Let's see where she will go.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Okay, so ipagpalagay na ho natin yung transaction rental of safe house. Okay. So, assuming nag-require ho kayo, ICFAO ng invoice or ng OR, no? So, ano ho ba yung, kasi di ba ho sabi nyo dito sa findings ninyo, no, na kailangan natin ng ORs at an invoice. Tapos, naalala nyo ho, nilagay nyo ho dito na pwede naman hong may mga information na dapat tanggalin. Di ba po? Nakalagay ho dun sa ND. Okay.
Yung hinihingan po namin ng additional documents gaya ng OR and
Hindi ho. Okay, I'll direct you to the ND.
Which ND, Counsel?
The second ND, Your Honor.
The August 8 ND.
Yes po, yes po. Okay. Babasahin ko yung portion na related po dito, no? Number 2, yung second paragraph po, pakitingin na lang ho, Miss Xylene. Number 2, Xylene, no? Okay. Yung though, itong under item number 2, okay. Yung sa second paragraph, di ba may table doon?
Opo.
Okay, nasusundan nyo yung though this office, paki-reflect na lang ho sa taas, no? Sa overhead, no? Though this office recognizes, nakikita nyo ba ho yan?
Opo.
Okay, that by the very nature of the CF where identities of the where identities of those involved, that is the informants for whom the supplies were used, nasusundan nyo ho? Owners of safe houses or owners of rented vehicles used for confidential activities, and the details which can be disclosed evidencing validity should be submitted to warrant reasonable and adequate substantiation. Okay? Sorry. And, sorry. Let's go back now. Those involved, that is the informants, okay? Okay, ulit, sorry. Though this office recognizes that by the very nature of the CF, where identities of those involved, that is, the informants, for whom supplies were used,
owners of safe houses or owners of rented vehicles used for confidential activities, and the very details of the confidential activities are to be reasonably safeguarded. Nakikita niyo ba ho yan?
Opo.
Oo. Reasonably safeguarded. Other details, sinabi niyo dito, other details which can be disclosed evidencing the validity should be submitted to warrant reasonable and adequate substantiation of the claimed confidential expenses in relation to item 4.12 of the joint circular.
Your Honor,
Ano?
please.
I have not yet propounded my question, Your
There's
Honor.
no question yet, Counsel.
No,
Yes.
Your Honor, this does not relate to the question. This relates to the document being flashed. The question is,
I'm laying
this is not an August 8 ND.
I was saying, Your Honor, this was the second ND.
Sorry, this is the...
Is that
The
the one
second-
being flashed?
second
on the-
This is
ND.
the March 31.
So it is
Yes,
not.
it's the March 31, Your Honor. But the witness...
So it is misleading, Your Honor. She said August 8 ND.
No, I said second ND. I did not
Attorney
say August.
Xylene, are you referring to the March...
Yes, Your
31,
Honor. I'm referring to
2026?
the March 31, 2026 ND.
Yes po, yun sa ND dated March 31,
So
2026.
she knows what she was looking at, Counsel?
Yes,
It was the presiding officer's mistake when I referred to it as August 8.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. So, nakalagay ho dyan, no? Okay. So, balik ho tayo dun sa requirement ng invoice at OR, no? Assuming nga, yon rent of safe house ho yun, no? So, base dun sa mga items or sa mga information na sinabi niyo ho kanina, ano ho ba yung pwedeng tanggalin natin doon sa invoice?
Yung,
Hindi, tatanungin ho kita. Isa-isahin ko to, no? Ano yung pwedeng tatanggalin ho natin doon sa invoice? Okay. Lessor's registered name. Example, ABC Apartments. Halimbawa kasi, kailangan namin mag-submit ng invoice, no?
Your
Mag-submit
Honor,
kami ng invoice. Wait lang ho, Your Honor.
Kindly
hindi pa
finish your question, Counsel.
mag-submit ho kami ng invoice. Sabi niyo ho, you recognize that there are information that are sensitive. Tama ho ba? So, pag nag-submit ho kami ng invoice involving as rental of a safe house, ano ho ba yung pwede naming tanggalin? Okay. Lessor's registered name, ABC Apartments, kunyari, pwedeng tanggalin?
pwede po bang may
Now,
ika-clarify lang po ako?
Attorney Xylene, before you answer, yes, Attorney Kapunan, you were saying
Your
something?
Honor, this line of questioning already is, number 1, argumentative. Number 2, hypothetical, Your Honor.
No,
Because
it's based
this
on
witness has
the
testified.
ND. And I think some members of the court would also like to find out what is acceptable and what is not, given the confidential nature of this. I think even one of the senator judges will be pursuing this point later, so it might abbreviate the proceedings if you are able to answer now. Ano yung
Submit, Your
katanggap-tanggap na laman ng invoice, Xylene? Kung dapat itago na confidential ang ibang mga impormasyon.
Pwede po bang i-explain ko lang po muna yung nasa ND?
Opo, sige po.
Kasi po ang hinihingan lang po namin ng official receipt and invoice, yung lang pong expense pertaining to purchase of supplies and provision of medical and food aid. Hindi po nabanggit yung sa rental ng safe houses.
So sa rental, hindi kailangan.
Hindi po. Ang hinihingan lang po namin ng official receipts at ng sales invoice is yung purchase of supplies and provision of medical and food aid.
Na ginamit sa pagbigay ng reward.
At hindi doon po sa third quarter, hindi na siya reward. Naka-reflect na siya as supplies.
Supply na.
Opo, kaya doon po. Pero yung sa rental of safe house, in-accept naman yung acknowledgement receipt.
So sa pananaw mo, hindi kailangan maging confidential yung binilan ng supplies.
Kasi po ang confidential, di ba po pag bumibili tayo ng supplies, ng food, ng medicine, standard procedure po yung merong resibo na matatanggap from the establishment kung saan po natin binili itong mga supplies, food, and
At sa pananaw mo
medicine.
nga, hindi dapat confidential yung binilhan.
Yung pinagbilhan po, kasi yung sa paggagamitan yung confidential expenses.
Okay, you may proceed, Counsel.
okay. So, sige, ibahin na lang po natin, no? Gawin nating supplies, no? Halimbawa, pagkain. Supplier ng pagkain, no?
Opo.
Okay. Ano yung pwedeng tanggalin doon? Let's say, the supplier's name. Let's say, ABC Catering. Pwedeng tanggalin?
Opo.
Okay, tanggalin natin, no? Yung location ho, yung business address po ni ABC Catering. Let's say, ground floor,
Multinational Bank Corporation Center, 6805 Ayala Avenue, Makati City, pwedeng tanggalin?
Hindi naman po confidential yung mismong establishment na nagkwan nun eh. Yung, ang pinakadit po dito, pinanggamitan. And doon po sa resibo na yon, hindi naman po siya confidential information.
Just answer the question, no? So,
Ask and answer,
hindi
Your
ho
Honor.
pwedeng hindi tanggalan yung address ng supplier ng pagkain.
Kasi
Ask
po,
and answered, Your Honor.
Asked and answered.
Not yet, Your Honor. Not
Counsel
yet.
asked and answered because
It's
she
asked
said...
and answered.
So, ang
She
answer
said
niyo ho
that,
doon ay hindi.
Counsels, please. She said that when it pertains to the purchase of supplies, food, medicines, chairs, if at all, computers, the name of the entity where they purchased it is not confidential. Pero kung saan ginamit yon, kung sinong pinagbigyan, sinong pinakain, saan pinakain, yun yung confidential. Tama ba, Celine?
opo, tama po.
So, yung invoice o resibo ng pagkain, medical supplies, kailangan may resibo. Yan ang interpretasyon mo ng joint circular.
Opo, para ma-ascertain namin na talagang ginamit yon for purchases of supplies, food, and medicines po.
So, sa bagay nito, ulitin ko, sa pananaw mo, sa interpretasyon mo, sa ginamit mong pag-audit, kapag ka-supplies, hindi ka tatanggap ng other adequate document, resibo talaga hanapin mo.
Opo, para mapatunayan na pinambili po talaga to ng supplies.
And this is the same standard you're applying to other government agencies, not only the OVP and the DepEd.
Opo.
You may proceed, Counsel.
Okay. So, sinabi, pagkain ho yung example natin, no? So, sino ho ba dapat ang may alam kung confidential dapat ang information? Si COA ho ba o si agency? Who is in a better position to know whether a confidential an information is confidential?
Pwede pong pakiulit yung tanong?
Okay.
Question is vague, Your Honor.
Sige, okay. Example, pagkain. No, pagkain. Okay. Kung kami ho agency, sa tingin namin, dapat confidential yung supplier namin kasi baka lasunin, baka may matunton, no? Matuntunton yung supplier namin. Tapos tinanggal namin yung address. Tinanggal namin yung ibang details doon, sinabit namin sa COA. No? Acceptable pa rin ho ba sa COA yon?
Hindi naman po confidential yung mismong
Sa
supplier.
inyo ho, pero kung sa...
Ask and answered, Your Honor.
Okay.
Hindi naman confidential yun.
Asked and answered. Don't argue with the witness, Counsel.
Okay, yes, Your Honor. So sa tingin nyo, hindi confidential yon, pero maaaring sa agency, confidential ho yun. para sa kanila.
Argumentative, Your Honor. Ask and answered. It is not confidential.
Move on to the next point,
Your Honor,
Counsel.
I'm asking for possibility, Your Honor.
There is already ruling from the presiding officer.
Move to the next point, Counsel.
Okay, so in short, kayo ho yung nagde-decide ngayon kung ano ho yung confidential na information at hindi. Kasi sinabi niyo ho sa tingin niyo, hindi naman siya confidential.
Misleading, Your Honor.
Hindi ho.
Witness may answer.
Yes.
Kasi nga po yung pinaggamitan, hindi naman po yung nag-provide.
Okay, so okay lang na ma-expose yung supplier sa instance na yon, no? Okay lang na malagay yung
Your Honor,
address
please.
ng ABC.
Again, this is already
supplier.
argumentative.
Asked
This-
and answered, Counsel, and
Asked and answered.
Yes,
argumentative.
we
There
take
is nothing confidential about where you buy
Asked and answered,
supplies.
Counsel,
Your Honor, please,
whether
this
you
line of
agree or not,
questioning-
whether you agree with that with the answer of Celine, that was the answer she gave.
Continuing objection, Your Honor, if it will apply again to medicines, if it will apply again to supplies,
We will
chairs
not
and
be-
tables, we will have a continuing objection
not yet
to
there,
this
Counsel. We're
line
not-
of questioning, Your Honor.
We're not yet there, Counsel.
Okay. So you
Attorney
are
Kristine,
saying...
you may proceed.
Yes po. Your Honor, thank you po. So you are saying the COA is in a better position to judge whether an information is confidential or not. Wala akong karapatan sa agency.
Argumentative,
Nick,
Your Honor.
with
Excuse me,
regard to the food, Your Honor, we are on the example of the supplier of food. Okay, sa instance ho na yan, sa tingin nyo, hindi ho siya confidential, di ba ho? So kayo ho yung mas nakakaalam na ito, you are in a better judgment sa bagay ho na yan.
Kasi po dun sa food po, yung tao mismo na bumili, yun yung confidential. Ganun po. Hindi po
Hindi ho yan yung tanong ko eh. Okay,
The
yung
question
tanong...
is vague, Your Honor.
Yung tanong...
Please.
Um,
The question
Celine,
is vague.
Celine, Ang tanong sa iyo ay may karapatan ba yung ahensya magsabi na ito confidential? Kayo lang ba ang may karapatan? Kasi I can actually answer. Tell me if you agree. You review the submissions of the agencies, correct?
Opo.
Pag may observation kayo, mag-AUM kayo, and they can say, hindi, confidential to. And then you can agree or disagree, correct?
Based on the evaluation po ng magiging response nila.
And given the difference in the notice of suspension and notice of disallowance, as pointed out by Counsel earlier, na may mga tinanggal na kayo, may mga binawas kayo, di ba?
Opo.
Kasi napaliwanag nila.
Opo.
So, minsan sinasabi nila, sa unang tingin mo, hindi confidential to, biglang nagpaliwanag sila, confidential yon, binawas nyo o binabawas nyo.
Opo, based po sa evaluation ng response nila, kung na-answer na po nila yung issues raised dun sa AOM or sa
Na-answer or napaliwanag nila o nakumbinsi kayo na confidential ito. Therefore, hindi kailangan ng resibo o invoice.
Opo.
Tama? But
Opo.
your determination is anyway appealable, if at all, to the Supreme Court, the Commission of the Supreme Court.
Pag yung sa COA po, opo, pag may decision, may remedy pa po na umakyat sa Supreme Court.
Yes. Okay, Counsel, move on.
So in short, no, sasagot mo na yan, ibig sabihin, kayo talaga yung nagde-determine na ito, hindi dapat to confidential. Kasi nga, kagaya nung supplies, medicine, and food. Yun po yung naging basis ninyo ng ND ninyo, di ba po?
Your Honor, please, I think this was the question itself of the presiding officer.
Already
Ask and
answered, Counsel.
Yeah, the
Already
answer is,
answered.
we want to put it on record, Your Honor. The answer. Ano
Ask
yung...
and answer, Your
Already
Honor.
answered. She agrees, Counsel.
She agrees.
She
So,
already agrees.
okay, so they will... Okay, I'll move on, Your Honor.
Can we move on, Your Honor?
Now, Ms. Celine, who determines the safeguard to be implemented in order to secure the success of an agency's confidential operations? Part ba ho yun ng audit ninyo? Na kung ano yung mga hindi dapat dinadivulge or dinadivulge ng agency? Part ho ba ng COA-ICFAO audit yun? With regard to their confidential operations?
Your Honor, again, this is ask and answer.
No, Your Honor.
By
I
rephrasing
object,
the
Your Honor.
question, Your Honor, by rephrasing
This
the
is a
question.
different question.
Kindly
Counsel, can
wait for Counsel for the prosecutors. Yes, Attorney Kapunan?
Your Honor, these are the same questions rephrased differently, Your Honor. Ask and answer.
It is not, Your Honor. Kasi nga kanina,
What is
The
your
presiding
who
officer-
determines whether...
The court will allow it. Attorney Xylene, please answer.
Pwede pong pakiulit.
Okay, ulitin ko po Who determines? Sino ba yung nagde-determine kung ano dapat yung mga safeguards, no? Mga panuntunan na i-implement po dapat ng agency para ma-secure po yung success ng confidential operations. In short, sino ho dapat yung nagde-determine na itong information na to confidential, ito hindi?
Yun po is dapat po sa agency, meron
Sa
silang sound and effective internal
Okay,
control.
so salamat po. No, so sa agency na 'yon, no, si agency dapat. And si COA-ICFAO merely audits liquidation documents relative to the confidential funds. Tama po ba?
We base po sa liquidation documents submitted at base po sa joint circular yung pag-evaluate namin per liquidation documents submitted.
Yes, okay. Thank you for that, no. So si COA-ICFAO, in that sense, you do not determine which information is confidential or not, correct? Kasi nag-base lang naman ho kayo sa liquidation documents.
We base on our audit po sa liquidation documents submitted to us. We rely po doon
Okay,
sa pag-conduct ng audit.
Salamat po. Now, si COA-ICFAO po ba ay privy sa confidential operations ng agency? Kasali ho ba kayo dun sa mga confidential operations po ng OVP, for example?
We base lang po our audit dun sa liquidation documents submitted
So,
to
in
us.
short, just answer the question. Kasali ho ba kayo sa confidential operations
Answered,
ng
Your
OVP?
Honor. They based it
Wala
on the
hong answer ho, Your
She
Honor.
did not answer, Counsel.
She did not answer. Yes or
Xylene,
no?
on the documents.
Xylene, just answer it. Hindi kayo kasama, di ba?
Hindi po. Base lang
Okay.
po kami sa documents.
So,
Okay.
just say that hindi kayo kasama.
Salamat po, Your Honor. It's 12:16, Your Honor. Do you want Okay lang po ako. I can
Thank you for
continue.
pointing that out, Counsel.
Okay,
Because
kasi po, next
my
point na
colleagues
po
have
ito,
been
no? No, next point.
Your Honor,
asking-
may we know if the cross-examination will take another 2 hours, 3 hours? Your
More
Honor?
likely, Your Honor, this is...
Let's see. But
Thank-
we cannot compel, neither can we force or pressure counsel to limit her cross-examination. She has enough leeway to test the credibility of the witness. We shall take a lunch break and shall resume at 1 p.m. with the cross-examination of Xylene. Thereafter, the interventions of the senator judges. The first to register is Senator Judge Padilla. Thereafter, Senator Judge Ontiveros. Kindly take note. Of the sequence. Trial is. We are on recess until 1 o'clock. It's 1:02. The trial is resumed. Ms. Xylene, you are under the same oath and will continue with your testimony. You are under cross-examination by the counsel for the respondent.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Nakakain na po kayo, ma'am?
Opo, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. Attorney Kristine, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed, ma'am, with the continuation of your cross-examination.
Your Honor, can I have a few manifestations, Your Honor? Please.
A few minutes of?
Few manifestations lang po, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am. You may do so.
Actually, Your Honor, we would like to ask this court to not allow side comments like, I was about to spank her, I was about to lecture her, kasi yung mga ganun ho, Your Honor. Wala ho yung lugar dito sa courtroom. Because we are all lawyers here, we are all professionals. Igalang naman ho natin yung kapwa natin na lawyer. Kung halimbawa, at kagaya nito, mas matanda ho sa akin si Attorney Kapunan, maybe she has more years of experience. She has 48 years, I have 15. We should learn to respect each other and refrain from making side comments, Your Honor. And that was captured by the media po. So, that is our request, Your Honor, to just, remind the counsel not to make those kinds of remarks. Thank you.
Attorney Kapunan already, although you are correct, it was already heard since we're on TV. Attorney Kapunan withdrew that statement earlier, if I remember correctly.
Yes, Your Honor. And in fact, I hope it was also part of the records that I promised to behave.
Thank you po.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you to both parties. So, can you continue, Attorney Kristine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Kindly do so, ma'am. You may proceed when you're ready. Ms. Xylene, kindly answer the cross-examination questions of Attorney Kristine.
Yes po, Your Honor.
So, okay. Hello, Xylene.
Good afternoon po.
Okay, I hope you're fine.
Apo.
Okay ka pa naman, no? So, let's go to the liquidation of confidential funds. That is under section 6.2.3 of the JC.
Pwede pong...
Yes, I will ask my counsel to give you a copy of the JC. Please.
Assisting counsel may approach. Assisting counsel for the prosecutors may likewise approach to view the document.
Kindly peruse the JC under 6.2.3.
Apo.
Okay. Under that provision, that provision enumerates the liquidation documents that should be submitted to the ICFAO, right?
Opo, tama
Okay.
po.
First is liquidation report, correct?
Opo.
Next, certified copy of the check and paid DV or disbursement voucher of the cash advance drawn for the CF being liquidated, signed and or approved by the head of office with certification by the agency accountant, stamped and printed on the DV. Is that correct?
Opo, tama po.
Okay. And number 3, documentary evidence of payments and certification from the HOA, and there is a format for that under Annex B of the JC, correct?
Opo, tama po.
Then physical and financial plan.
Opo,
Okay.
tama po.
And then certified copy of accomplishment report and its proof of submission to the Office of the President, the Senate, President, and House Speaker. Is that correct?
Opo, tama po.
Okay. Okay. And then, copy of the transmittal letter of the DV and supporting documents pertaining to the cash advance being liquidated. Tapos yan ay may receiving copy ng COA audit team leader.
Opo, tama po.
Okay. So, lahat naman ho yan, no, based sa inyong audit, na-submit ho yan ng Office of the Vice President for the fourth quarter of 2022 as well as the first to third quarters of 2023.
Opo.
Okay. Nasubmit din ho yan when it comes to the liquidation of confidential funds of the DepEd for the first to third quarter of 2023.
Opo, tama.
Okay, thank you po. So, precisely nga, yun nga yung nag-come up ho kayo ng audit findings ninyo in the form of the notices of disallowance.
Opo, doon na po ako pumasok sa notices of disallowance.
Okay, so, can we go back to the second ND? Ralph, can you please give a copy to the witness? That is dated March 1, 2026.
31.
31, Your Honor. I stand corrected. March 31, 2026. Okay, do you have that copy already? Let's go to paragraph 2. Xylene. Paragraph 2, it says there, based on the results of our evaluation, with due consideration to subsequent information given under oath during the hearings of the Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability of the House of Representatives, the amount of 375 million is hereby disallowed in audit. Nakita niyo ba yan?
Opo, tama po.
So, I'm just curious, Xylene, isn't it that the audit of confidential expenses be based on the liquidation documents submitted by the agency?
Pwede din po kaming mag-rely sa available information po.
Mag-rely sa available information.
Yes po. And yung information po na ito is galing dun sa Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability.
Yes, I just cited that. I'll propound questions later. But nakalagay ho ba sa JC na pwede kayong mag-rely specifically dun sa committee hearing na ginawa ng CGGPA, no, Committee on Good Governance and Public Accountability?
Pwede po siyang pumasok dun sa 6.2.3.7 na other supporting documents or necessary for the audit. Dun po siya papasok.
Dun siya papasok.
Opo.
Sa other supporting documents.
Opo, kasi parang additional information po.
Okay. But isn't that a hearing? No, wala namang ano ba yung documents na nanggagaling doon from... Anyway, I'll withdraw my question. Pero, naalala mo yung nag-testify dito si Wamil? Si auditor, COA-Auditor Wamil? Naalala mo yun? The day before you testified.
Opo, nag-testify po siya. Pero ano pong...
Okay. I'm about to ask you a question. So, nung August 5, 2026, nag-testify si Attorney Wamil, and he was asked by the good Senator Erwin Tulfo, okay, and the good Senator said, nasa ano po yan journal, but I'm saying every agency na meron pong intel or confidential fund, do they have to undergo audit periodically or random lang? Dahil marami po tayong ahensya ng gobyerno na may intelligence confidential fund na hindi naman dapat. And Attorney Wamil said, ang audit po namin ay based dun sa liquidation documents na sinubmit po nila. So, would you agree with me that the TSNs that form part of the CGGPA hearings were not part of the liquidation documents that were submitted by the OVP?
Hindi po siya naging part ng submission, pero...
Okay lang. Okay, I have to, okay na yun, no? You can answer me with yes or no, no? So, hindi ho part yon sa liquidation documents ng OVP.
Your Honor, this question is misleading. This witness never testified. that it is part of the submissions or documents submitted by the OVP or DepEd by way of liquidation of confidential funds.
I
She
think
never
counsel is.
testified
I think
that.
counsel is quoting paragraph 2 of the notice of disqualification that they took into account.
The
Based
testi-
on the results with due consideration, they took into consideration the Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability report. Witness may answer.
Yes. Thank you, Your Honor.
Pwede pong pakiulit yung tanong.
Sige, agree ho ba kayo na yung mga transcript of stenographic notes doon sa CGGPA hearing, Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability, hindi po kasama doon sa liquidation documents na sinubmit po ng OVP, Office of the Vice President?
Hindi po kasama sa submission.
Okay, salamat po. Hindi din po kasama doon sa sinubmit na liquidation documents po ng DepEd?
Hindi din po.
Okay, thank you. Let's go back to the notice of disallowance, please. Okay, can we go to the opening statement? Yung we have audited the submitted liquidation reports. Nakita niyo ho yan?
Opo.
Okay, so that opening statement says, we have audited the submitted liquidation reports and its supporting documents for the cash advances of confidential fund of the OVP for the period February 6 to 30 of the calendar year 2023 as detailed below. I am reading it right?
Opo.
Okay. So, okay. Ito, no? Dito nga, no? Yung audit ninyo are based lang dun sa submitted documents.
Opo. Based
Okay.
po dun sa submitted documents.
Thank you. Now, dun po tayo sa ND, no? May nakalagay, you can go over ho, no? May nakalagay ho ba na word yan na misuse of funds? Ground po ba yun ng disallowance? If you go over the ND?
Wala po dito yung word na misuse, pero during the
I'll ask you later, no? If I have questions on that. Not. Okay, thank you. So wala ho doon, no? How about the word corruption? Mayroon ho ba?
based po dito sa wordings ng ND, walang nakalagay po.
Wala. Okay. How about misappropriation? May nakalagay ho ba dyan?
Yung mismong word po na yun, wala rito. Pero, Mr. Presiding,
Okay.
Your Honor, please.
Yun lang ho yung tanong ko.
Your
Kindly
Honor,
just answer the
presiding.
question, Ms. Eileen, so that we can move forward faster. Kung ano lang po yung tanong?
okay po. Thank you.
Opposing counsel will have her chance at redirect.
Okay. So, dun tayo sa acknowledgement receipts, no? Earlier testified that you reviewed the acknowledgement receipts, okay, which form part of the liquidation documents ng OVP at saka ng DepEd.
Opo, tama.
In fact, nag-come up kayo ng summary.
Yes po, during my evaluation, tinabulate ko po yung acknowledgement receipts.
Okay, and you have reviewed 1,823 ARs for the OVP. Tama ba yung number na yon?
Ang pagkakatanda ko po is hindi ko makakuha yung total, pero
Pero more or less
519 sa first, 530 and 774 sa third quarter.
The court will confirm 1,823 as manifested by the counsel for the panel of prosecutors.
Okay, and for the DepEd, it's 1,824.
Opo, tama po.
Okay, for a total of 3,647 ARs.
Yes po, for the for the 2023 po ng both
Yes, that's-
OVP and DepEd.
That is I'm about to ask that, no? That pertains to the first 3 quarters of those 2 agencies. Correct?
Opo, tama po.
Now, of course, in identifying the ARs kahapon, no, you provided schedules.
Yung tabulation
Okay.
ko po.
We will be showing the schedules, Your Honor, to the witness.
When you say schedule, Counsel, you mean dates?
The summaries, Your Honor, that they provided to us yesterday.
With the dates.
They're not scheduled, Your
Or
Honor.
summaries. I stand corrected.
Tables
They're
and summaries.
tabulations, Your Honor.
Yes,
Yes.
There
tables
are
and
two,
summaries.
just to clarify, Honorable
Yes,
Presiding
Attorney
Judge.
Kapunan.
The documents presented by this witness are of two natures. One is a tabulation, which is marked, and the other is a summary. The summary of the tabulation, Your Honor.
Marked as
Separately
-1.
marked, Your Honor. -1, -2, -1, Your Honor. So what is counsel referring to? The summary, the tabulation? or
I
the
will be
tabulation?
confronting the witness,
The
Attorney
tabulation, I
Kapunan.
guess.
Yes.
Proceed, Counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, you have identified this in open court, this summary and tabulations. Okay, for the first quarter, that's February 1 to March 30, 2023. Okay. Can you peruse this? This was marked as Exhibit P-1-33 of the prosecution. 2023.
Opo, ito po yung tabulation for the first quarter of 2023 ng DepEd.
Okay, thank you. So, in this tabulation, you provided the date, the document, the particulars, and the amount.
Opo, tama po.
But you did not provide the place of payment.
Wala pong, ang nilagay ko lang po hanggang dyan.
Hanggang dito lang?
Opo.
Okay. Importante ho ba yung place of payment sa findings ng COA-ICFAO?
Hindi po namin isinama yun sa findings po namin.
Okay, hindi na nyo isinama sa findings ninyo such that kung may disbursements on the same date and they occurred in different places, hindi na covered yun ng findings ng COA-ICFAO.
Because we presume regularity po dahil dun sa certification certification under oath ng SDO that it was for confidential operations, it is necessary and for legal purposes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm showing you another set of, do you call this summary or schedule?
Table.
Tabulation.
Okay, tabulation. This was marked as your Exhibit P-1-32.
Opo, tama po.
This tabulation pertains to, you're the one who...
This is kwan po, for OBP for the third quarter of 2023 po.
Okay. Hindi rin nakalagay yung lugar na place of payment in each of the tabulations that you made.
Yung mga acknowledgement receipts po kasi sa OBP, walang nakalagay na address.
Hindi, I'm asking you,
Ask and answer, Your Honor.
hindi, I'm asking her, Your Honor,
That's
I'm
the answer.
confirming na wala ditong nakalagay na place of payment.
Opo, wala po. Wala po
Okay,
sa
walang nakalagay.
OBP.
Okay, thank you. And, sorry, I'll go back to this document, no? Wala din siyang pirma at pangalan mo.
Kasi po, working paper ko lang po yun.
Working paper mo to. Okay? Wala din siyang title, heading.
Opo, hindi na po nailagay dito
Hindi
sa
na
part na
nailagay.
to.
Hindi ka nalilito.
Kasi po yung dates po is pertaining to the third
Okay.
quarter.
Alright. Wala ding pirma. No? Kasi nga working paper mo.
Ask and answer, Your Honor.
Ask and
These are
answer.
working
Your
papers,
Honor.
no signature needed.
Asked and
Yeah.
answered. Move on, Counsel.
Your Honor, please, the lawyer is, counsel
Ask and answer.
is answering for the witness. I was asking for the signature.
Your Honor, please.
Attorney Lorna, it's okay. Asked and answered, Counsel. Move on. She already answered that it's her working
Okay.
paper and therefore
I'll
did
move
not sign
on.
it.
Yes, Your Honor. Of course, eto rin, no? This one is Schedule P-1-34. Kasi hindi ko ma-identify kung anong schedule ho yan. Sabi
Again,
ko.
Your Honor.
Yung
it
may
is a
mga
summary.
nakalagay po na counterinsurgency, abuse prevention and control within schools, anti-illegal operations, at anti-extremism, it's for the Department of Education.
Okay. Pero
Okay, of course, it did not say the Department of Education.
Opo, pero yun po yung
Okay, yun.
pinapertain niya.
Sige. And then, etong P-1-35, ano ho ito? Kasi nakalagay ho, counter-insurgency programs, July 12 to September 30, 2023.
Ito po is for the Department of Education for the third quarter po ng 2023.
Okay, so hindi nakalagay yung Department of Education
Opo.
dito. Okay. Kasi nga working paper mo lang.
Opo.
Okay. Ito namang sa OVP, April 25 to June 30, 2023, date of receipt of check, April 24, 2023. Now, by reading it, I don't seem to understand what this means. No, so, ano ho to?
Ito po yung summary nung tabulation ko ng Office of the Vice President Acknowledgement Receipt for the period April 25 to June 30, 2023. Dito po kasi kaya ito naka-open and close parenthesis na date of check April 24 kasi ito po yung pagbebasean ko kasi yung sa circular po bawal ang reimbursement. So, guide ko po siya.
Okay, sige, thank you. So anyway, you made the caption this way kasi nga working paper mo lang. Ikaw, naiintindihan mo naman siya.
Opo, tama
Okay.
po.
No? Wala ding lugar, yung place of payment na nilagay mo dito.
Opo, wala din po dyan. Saka wala rin pong nakalagay sa mismong acknowledgement.
Hindi, ang dami nito, no? So, I'm asking, etong mismong sa schedule na to, walang nakalagay na lugar.
Your Honor, please, if I may.
Yes, Counsel.
Your Honor, please, I think this witness already answered and was stopped mid-sentence. She said, walang nakalagay na lugar kasi wala naman nakalagay na lugar sa dokumentong sinabmit ng...
Only for that particular one, Counsel.
Yes, Your
Not
Honor.
for all. But I think I saw the documents, Counsel. All of the tabulations of the witness, Xylene, for all the quarters in 2023, for both DepEd and OVP, does not contain either names nor places in the acknowledgement receipt. Correct, Ma'am
Yes.
Xylene?
Opo, wala pong nakalagay dun sa
None.
mismong
It only
tabulation ko.
contains the date, the activity, and the amount.
Yes po, saka yung kung ano yung document, acknowledgement receipt.
Yes, the nature of the document. But
Opo.
again, no name, whether it's an alias or a real name, and no address.
Opo, tama po.
Okay.
I'll continue, Your Honor, at the podium. So, okay, I'll continue my questions, with my questions. Now, the ICFAO confines its audit on the face of the acknowledgement receipts, correct?
Yes po.
Okay. Whether, that is to determine whether the AR support the disbursements under audit. Tama
Yes po, ang chine-check po namin is yung acknowledgement receipt, sinusuportahan ba niya yung activities sa accomplishment report?
Okay. Okay. In fact, no, si Attorney Wamil, if you know, he confirmed on August 3, 2026 hearing that the ICFAO does not verify the identities of the payees reflected in the ARs. Are you aware of that?
We base po on the face of the document po.
Okay.
In fact, no, when he was asked by the good Senator Erwin Tulfo on August 5, okay, about aliases, this is what he said, Attorney Wamil. This can be found in the journal. So, Senator Erwin Tulfo, so if this is not allowed or prohibited, I mean, bakit nang i-audit po ninyo ang Confidential Intelligence Fund po ng OVP, hindi nyo hiningi ang tunay na pagkakakilanlan ni Piatos, McDonald's, Mickey Mouse at iba pa? At ang sagot po ni Attorney Wamil, ang katulad nga po nung sinabi ko sa aking previous testimony, ang focus po ng audit namin ay compliance audit. So kung ano po yung provision ng circular, yun lang po yung ginagawa naming basis ng audit.
Yes
You
po.
confirm that? Okay.
Is there a question here?
It was
Is there a
asked and the
question?
witness answered, counsel. Proceed, Attorney Kristine.
Asked and answered already. Thank you. So, your audit is based on the provisions of the JC.
Asked
And-
and answered, Your Honor.
Okay, compliance with the provisions of the JC. Correct?
Likewise, asked and
Asked
answered,
and
Your
answered,
Honor.
counsel.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so as correctly said by Mr. Wamil, okay, the JC does not mandate that you conduct the identities of the payees reflected in the AR. Do you confirm that?
Pwede pong pakiulit.
Okay, gaya ng sinabi ni Attorney Wamil, no, you do not conduct a verification of the identities of the payees reflected in the AR.
Opo, hindi po.
Okay. Kasi po, kung gagawin nyo yan, no, you will be compelled to go out there and search for the 3,647 payees reflected in the ARs, correct?
Can I clarify po kung naging statement din po yun ni
Okay.
Mr.
Kasi kung i-require ho kayo ng, tapos na, nasagot mo na yung statement kanina. Kaya ang next question, kasi ho, kung i-require ho kayo ng JC na isa-isa hong titingnan or i-verify yung identities ng mga payees, recipients po ng AR, no? Lalabas ho kayo doon, you will search for the 3,647 payees reflected in the AR.
Your Honor, please.
Diba?
Yes, counsel.
Objection, this is speculative.
If the witness knows, Xylene, bakit hindi nyo inaalam kung sino yung mga totoong pagkakakilanlan ng mga tao nakalagay sa AR?
Wala sa
Because po, what we do is compliance audit po. We base our audit sa documents lang po.
Okay, I will
Okay.
follow on that, Your Honor. Precisely, you did not verify the identities of the 3,600 payees that were reflected in the ARs that you audited.
Asked and answered, Your Honor.
Hindi pa po, Your Honor. Hindi pa po.
Actually, counsel asked and answered. She said earlier that
Based on documents, Your Honor.
they presume the regularity. I think that was the answer to that question. They presume the regularity of the documents submitted to them.
Okay, I will accept that, Your Honor. I was actually just adding the number of payees, Your Honor. Yes.
Please proceed, counsel.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. So, punta tayo ulit sa JC. May format ho ba yung JC kung ano dapat yung acknowledgement receipts?
Ang nakalagay lang po sa joint circular is documents evidencing payments.
No. Ito po yung tanong ko, no? May format po ba yung joint circular kung ano dapat yung itsura po ng acknowledgement receipts?
Wala pong format yung acknowledgement receipts sa joint circular.
Okay, thank you. So therefore, no, kasi wala hong format yung joint circular, pwede hong gumawa, may discretion ho yung agency kung ano po dapat yung nakalagay doon sa acknowledgement receipt nila.
Yung basta po makita namin sa dokumento yung proof of payment dun sa recipients po. Yun po
Okay.
yung i-check namin.
Okay, thank you. Let's go to the names that were in the ARs. So, sabi ho ni Attorney Wamil noong August 5, 2026 hearing, sabi ho niya, the use of aliases is neither allowed nor prohibited, okay, in the ARs. Now, the use of aliases in the ARs. Are you aware of that?
Kasi po silent po ang joint circular sa alias po.
Okay, thank you. In fact, no, kung nakinig ka ho or nakita mo ho sa TV, sinabi ho ng ating good Senator Bam Aquino, nung August 5, sabi ho niya, okay, dito naman sa tumanggap, allowed ba yung code names? Allowed ba yung alias sa inyo? Ang sabi ho ni Attorney Wamil, based on the provision, it is neither allowed nor prohibited since silent po yung joint circular.
Opo, silent po ang joint circular.
Okay. Now, do you confirm that the JC does not have a provision on names or aliases?
Ask and answer, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Your Honor, please, excuse me.
Yes, Counsel. Attorney Gabon.
Precisely, this witness asked if aliases are allowed. She said it is neither allowed nor disallowed. So it is silent, Your Honor. Now she's asking the same question in another fashion.
I'll let it go this time for emphasis, Counsel, but I'll move on to your next point after that, Attorney Kristine.
Yes, Your Honor. Do you confirm that the JC does not have provision on names or aliases? Kasi yung kanina silent ho yung sinabi. No, so walang provision on names or aliases.
Wala pong nakalagay sa joint circular as to the alias po.
Okay. So, and this is precisely why the ICFAO has no findings on the alleged use of names or aliases.
Opo, ang mahalaga po kasi is naibigay talaga ito sa totoong tao na for allowable confidential expenses.
Ang tanong ko ho, wala hong findings si ICFAO on the names, on the use of fictitious names or aliases. Nasa notices of disallowance po ba yun?
Wala pong nakalagay sa
Wala.
notice of disallowance.
Okay. So, I am showing you the first ND. That's the August 2024 notice of disallowance. Just a run through, Your Honor. Okay, may hawak na po kayo ngayon.
Opo.
Okay, nakikita niyo ba ho yung name dyan na Mary Grace Piatos?
Wala po.
How about Renan Piatos?
Wala din po.
Andy C. Lim?
Wala po.
Patty Ting?
Wala po.
Okay, thank you. Now, let's go to the second notice of disallowance. Kindly flash that. That's dated March 31, 2026. Okay, during your direct examination, the good counsel flashed on the screen sample ARs showing the following names. Does she have a copy of the second ND? Now, I will ask you if the following names are in the second notice of disallowance. That's dated March 31, 2026. Pia Piatos Lim. Meron ba dyan?
Wala po.
Ralph Josh Bacon.
Wala din po.
Ann Ongpauco.
Wala po.
Diane Maple Lapid.
Wala din po.
Miggy Mayo.
Wala po.
Kokoy Villamin.
Wala po.
Denise Tanya Escudero.
Wala po sa notice of disallowance.
Christine Applegate Estrada.
Wala din po.
Okay. Okay, so wala ho kayong findings doon. Gaya ng sinabi niyo kanina. Okay. So, may tanong ho ako sa inyo, no? Kung yung pangalan ho ba, okay. If the name appears to be funny, does that automatically mean that the name is fictitious? Kasi nga, may mga flash po na ARs dito.
Your Honor, please, the question is misleading. The point of flashing these acknowledgement receipts were not the names. The names were incidental, that the names were funny or fruit salady or names of congressmen or senators, Your Honor, is immaterial. They were flashed because of the manner by which the funds were used.
Your
For
Honor.
medicines, Your Honor.
Counsel explaining
Attorney
again.
Gabonan, you have to admit, you had fun. You had fun with the names
We had
too
so
when
much
you were
fun,
using
Your
it.
Honor, but
Exactly. So
That's
let her cross the witness based on those and
Please, Attorney
utilize it
Gabonan.
as well.
Yeah. Oh, so ayun po, no, kung nakakatawa ho ba yung pangalan, automatic fictitious na yon.
Your Honor, again, fictitious.
Yes, counsel.
Just for the record, fictitious is her own conclusion. We have made no such conclusion as regards to the name, except perhaps that they are funny.
Your Honor,
Well, counsel, actually, that's not entirely accurate because in the complaint, you did allude to the fact that some of the names are fictitious based on the PSA documents that you attached as an annex to the complaint, although you're not yet there. You haven't gotten there yet. Please continue, Attorney Kristine.
yes.
Attorney Gabonan, give her share of fun with the names. I mean,
May I be allowed, Your Honor, to sit down while she's having fun?
yes,
here?
yes, Attorney Gabonan, you may do so. Attorney Kristine, please proceed.
Okay, I will continue my question, Your Honor. No? If a name appears to be funny, does it mean it's fictitious?
Hindi ko po siya masasagot kasi
Hindi mo siya masasagot, meaning,
hindi ko na wala po namang yung sa name po kasi hindi ko masasagot kung
totoo o hindi.
opo
Okay.
tama.
So, in short, hindi mo masasabi na porket nakakatawa yung pangalan, peke na yon. Yun ba yung sinasabi ninyo?
Parang hindi po ako makakasagot dun sa tanong na ganun.
Okay, basta walang findings na ganun, no?
To clarify, let me help you a bit, Attorney Kristine. Wala kayong binanggit tungkol sa mga pangalang nakakatuwa o nakakatawa sa dalawang notice of disallowance, Xylene. Wala, di ba?
Wala po.
Wala rin sa anumang AOM binanggit yon, di ba?
Wala din po.
Kahit yung mga lugar kung saan binayaran, wala kayong binanggit sa AOM o sa notice of disallowance man.
Opo, wala po.
Okay, thank you. Please proceed,
Yes.
Attorney Kristine.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, now let's go to the CGGPA hearings. Okay. Nandun ka ho nung September 18, 2024, na hearing sa CGGPA.
Nag-attend po ako ng mga meetings pero hindi ko na po matandaan yung exact date.
Okay. Ito yung, nandun si Attorney Camora. Hindi niyo matandaan.
Hindi ko, nag-attend po pero hindi ko na matandaan yung exact date po.
Okay. So, in that hearing, now, are you aware that she was asked by Representative Swansing about the grounds for disallowance under the second notice of disallowance? Did you know that?
Your Honor,
Pwede
please.
po bang...
Excuse me.
Yes, we will flash the TSN. Don't worry, Counsel.
It's okay if you don't recall, Xylene.
Hindi ko na po maalala yung exact na
May we
nangyari.
just be clarified? Is counsel referring to a September?
September 18, 2024 hearing.
Of
Okay,
the Committee
okay,
on
let's go.
Good
Let's
Governance.
flash page 29 of the TSN on that hearing. Pages 29 and 30. Please, Tech. Okay na ho? Okay, so in that hearing, no, Attorney Camora said, yes, good morning, Madam Chair. As to the 2022 notice of disallowance, no, there were 3. Kasi nga tinanong siya kung ano yung grounds. No? Then the chairperson, sabi, ma'am, pakilakasan po yung boses ninyo, hindi marinig. Ms. Camora, okay, there were 3 items that are part of the notice of disallowance. The first one is non-submission of documents on the payment of rewards. The second one is charging some items that are not compliant under the rules, joint circular. And the third one is non-submission of the revised accomplishment report on the OVP to the 3 regulatory offices, which are the office of the President, the Senate President, and the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Because they submitted the original one and they made an amendment. And then Representative Swansing said, Mr. Chair, if COA, and then the chairperson said, please proceed, Congresswoman Swansing. Representative Swansing, may
may I please be enlightened to explain to us, because it seems a little bit technical as to how it was explained by COA, kung pwede hong maipaliwanag sa atin in non-technical terms as to the grounds for disallowance. Okay. Chairperson, COA, pakisimplify, please explain it in layman's term. Ms. Camora, yes, basically, the disallowance are because hindi po nag-submit ng required documents under the joint circular. Do you confirm that?
Yes po, based po sa
Okay, na
document.
sinabi niya yan.
Opo.
Okay. So, okay. Let's go to the April 14, 2026 hearing sa COJ, Committee on Justice. Nandun ho kayo?
Opo, pero hindi ko na rin po gaano maalala yung
Sige,
specifics.
okay lang. No? We will flash the TSN, the relevant TSN for that. No? Yes, we are referring to page 194 of the COJ TSN dated April 14, 2026. Kindly flash it on the screen. 194. Okay. Okay. So, in that hearing, Representative De Lima asked Attorney Camora, no, if there's anything in the COA decision dated April 10, 2026, stating that the alleged misuse of funds, Okay, just to lay the basis, no? Dito sa hearing na to, tinanong ho si Attorney Camora na kung may decision na ba ho yung COA doon sa appeal ni respondent. Tama ho? Maalala nyo lang.
Yun po ba yung sa...
April 14 na hearing.
pero pertaining po ito dun sa fourth quarter 2022 ng OVP.
Yes, sakto po.
Opo.
Okay, so tinanong siya, no? Sinabi niya may decision na nga dated April 10. And then Representative De Lima propounded some questions which are found on page 194 of the TSN. So sabi ho ni Representative De Lima, meron din hubang nakasabi, although I know, nasabi nga po, nilinaw po ng ating chair na let's wait for the copy. Yung talagang official copy of the decision. Although you have it already, but we want really yung pinaka-official in the sense na nandyan yung hard copy. Attorney Camora said, opo. Representative De Lima, ay natatandaan niyo ho ba kung yung decision na yan ay may nakasabi doon na mali talaga yung paggamit ng mga confidential fund sa OVP at hindi alinsunod sa circular, sa joint circular? Ms. Camora said, Madam Chair, it's sandali lang po ulit. Then Representative De Lima, hindi sa mga tamang gamit ng confidential funds as prescribed under the joint circular. And then Ms. Camora said, nakalagay po in this case, the accomplishment report on the utilization of confidential and intelligence funds, the DEPs and the certification submitted failed to comply with the guidelines and conditions set forth under the joint circular po.
Your Honor, please, if I
Yes.
may interject at this moment.
What is
Your Honor.
the interjection of Attorney Kapunan?
Your Honor, please, counsel is reading from transcripts. She is reading from transcripts which are, we have judicial notice of these transcripts, Your Honor. But she is reading statements of other people and asking this witness about statements of Hamora, about statements of other people, Your Honor, just by her being present there, Your Honor. Now, if that is their intention, then they should present that witness here. Because that witness can testify on her personal knowledge. You are asking this witness who was just there, she can state that a meeting actually occurred, that she was there. But if you are going to ask her to confirm, for what purpose, Your Honor? These transcripts will show the presence of Hamora. It will show her presence.
I'd like to thank Attorney Kapunan. You did not make an objection, but I would have sustained it. Attorney Kristine, Counsel for Respondent, this was one of the warnings of the presiding officer at that time directed at the prosecution actually when they asked for the court to take judicial notice of it, not of it not to use the transcripts to read into the record certain things that is not being testified to by a witness that has personal knowledge over it. If you recall our interjections in relation to the Las Cañas affidavit, this is similar to that. So unless you are referring to the witness herself who testified there, kindly present the witness that you are reading the statements of, because this is only as to tenor, as to the fact that Camora said this. You can confront the witness through another way without reading certain statements made, because the opposing counsel might just do this to you at some point, which I will also not allow, to be fair.
Yes, I understand, Your Honor, but
Thank you, Your Honor.
But the witness already confirmed that she was at the hearing. I'm just asking if she remembers that these statements being made.
It's a way and technique, counsel. I mean,
Well, anyway, Your Honor,
Attorney Gapunan might just do that
Yes, we will
with the
just
transcripts at
ask.
some
No, Your
point, which I
Honor.
also will not allow. So
we will just ask the question at the right time, Your Honor.
kindly do so at the right
At the
time and with the right
time,
witness,
Your
counsel.
Honor, please, at the right time and to the right witness.
Yes.
This is not the right witness, Your
Just
Honor.
just as the presiding officer stated. Move on, Attorney Kristine.
Okay. Okay, punta ho tayo sa time frame ng expenditures. Okay. Nakalagay ho ba sa JC na may minimum number of days na dapat i-utilize po yung confidential funds?
Meron pong nakalagay sa joint circular. Hanapin ko lang po dito. Dun po sa item 6.1.5 that cash advances shall be limited to the requirements for 3 months. Tapos, yun po, the disbursement voucher. Dun po nasa 6.1.5.
Sige, salamat po. No, you're referring to the cash that is being provided by the agency, which should be limited only for 3 months, tama?
Opo, tama.
Pero nakalagay ho ba sa JC na sa loob ng 3 months na yan, dapat i-utilize nyo, let's say within, dapat i-utilize nyo ng hindi iiksi ng 10 araw. Dapat merong at least 30 days na utilization. May ganun ho ba?
Wala pong nakaspecify
Okay,
sa
walang
joint
nakaspecify
circular.
doon. Now, in fact, the determination of time and speed of utilization is outside the scope of the COA-ICFAO audit, correct?
Pwede pong paulit?
Okay. Kung gaano kabilis ginastos yung pera, hindi na usakop yun ng audit ng ICFAO.
Your Honor, please, what does counsel mean by gaano kabilis?
Let me do it, counsel. Is the fact that the respondent spent the last quarter confidential funds in 11 days found in any of your AOMs or notices of disallowance?
Nabanggit lang po siya doon sa AOM na binanggit po doon na it was spent in 11 days.
Pero walang finding in relation to it violating the memorandum circular
Wala po, nakalagay lang po na statement na it was used for 11 days.
as a statement of fact.
Opo.
Okay. Move on, counsel.
Okay. Thank you. Napunta naman tayo dun sa DepEd. Okay, for the first to third quarters of 2023.
Opo.
Okay. So, with respect to the DepEd confidential funds, no, nasabi nyo rin kahapon na may credit notice na number 2024-162 dated August 8, 2024. Tama?
Opo.
Okay, yung amount nun ay 75 million pesos.
Opo, for the 2 quarters.
Okay. And ang and the credit notice was signed by the chairperson Gamaliel Cordoba.
Opo, tama po.
Okay. So, the issuance of credit notice means that the confidential expenses totaling 75 million were already allowed in audit, correct?
Opo, base po. Nung
Based
na-issue
dun
po
sa
yan.
credit notice. Okay. So, bale, yung findings ho ni Attorney Wamil Okay, balik ko tayo dun sa AOM number 2024-015. Paki-flash ho ulit. Yung AOM number 2024-015, dated February 1. Okay, covering the first and second quarter of 2023. Binaliwala na ho yun ng COA.
Hindi po sa binaliwala, pero nung in-evaluate po namin yung kanilang response, na-comply po yung requirements ng joint
Yun
circular.
nga, kinancel na yon. Kumbaga, hindi na inadapt ni COA yon, yung findings na yon.
Opo, kasi nga during the evaluation, na-comply na yung mga issues raised sa AOM.
Okay. So, ibig sabihin, can we go to page 3 of the AOM? No, yung page 3 kasi, nakalagay dun yung mga accomplishment reports. No, we have observed that there was a lengthy direct examination here on the part of Attorney Wamil. No? So, ito lahat nung nakalagay sa accomplishment reports, no? Itong counterinsurgency program, abuse prevention and control within the schools, anti-illegal activities operations, anti-extremism terrorist programs, all of the amounts spent here were already allowed in audit.
Opo, tama.
Okay, thank you. Okay. As to the third quarter naman, pending pa yung AOM, di ba po?
Opo, under evaluation and review pa po yung response.
Okay. So, wala pang notice of disallowance?
Wala pa po kaming nilalabas na any...
Wala. Walang notice of suspension, of course?
Wala pa po.
Okay. Okay. Nung nung direct examination ho ni Attorney Wamil nung August 4, no? I don't know kung you were here, no? He was asked about internal controls of the OVP and DepEd. At sinabi po niya, no, based, which I quote, no, I will not ask the witness if she heard it, Your Honor. That's my caveat.
Your Honor, please, again, before counsel proceeds with this line of questioning, there is only one witness here, Your Honor. There are not two. Attorney Wamil is not here. They had the opportunity to ask these questions from Attorney Wamil. Now, to ask these questions from this witness about what Attorney Wamil said, Your Honor, I think it's... I was going to say, but I'll say it anyway, it's an absolute waste of time of this honorable court, Your Honor. To ask these questions, to ask this witness to confirm, did you hear what Attorney
No, I will
Wamil
not
say?
ask that
Did you see what he said on TV? Your Honor, please, you can ask this question directly from this witness, unless you want to call Attorney Wamil again to the witness stand and ask questions you did not ask before. Your Honor.
Your Honor,
Counsel, the presiding officer will allow it because it's part of cross to try to test the credibility of the witness in relation to statements made by a co-worker, or at least a co-worker still, who turned over documents to her pertaining to the OVP and the DepEd. Kindly proceed with your question because I'm sure the witness will ask you to repeat your question again anyway, Attorney.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Actually, at the good counsel, Attorney Kapunan, is preempting my question. Wala pa nga ho akong question.
Kindly
At sinabi
ask
ko
your
hindi dahil narinig niya yun o hindi. Hindi yun yung question ko, no? So, in that, on August 4, no, tinanong si Attorney Wamil about his opinion on the internal controls of the DepEd and the Vice President. Okay, ito yung sinabi ni Attorney Kapunan. Nakita ba natin sa mga dokumento na sinubmit ng Vice President at ng Secretary of DepEd, nakita ba natin yung mga internal controls? Sabi ni Attorney Wamil, opo. Since based on the documents po, may deficiencies pa na noted. No? So it can be inferred, sabi ho niya, na hindi strong yung kanilang internal control. Now, does the COA-ICFAO evaluate the internal control of an agency?
Yung sa internal control po ng agency, nasa responsibility po kasi ng head of agency to institute internal control po.
Okay, so in short, anong sagot ninyo doon? Yes or no po? Kasakop ba ng audit ng COA-ICFAO yung evaluation ng internal control ng OVP?
Ang magiging kwan lang po namin doon, participation, is sa pag-evaluate ng documents. Makikita po kasi yung
No, just answer. Sorry, I will.
She's
I will-
answering, Your Honor.
I
Allow
think
her to
witness,
answer.
let the witness answer,
Okay.
Counsel.
Okay, Your Honor.
base po kasi 'di ba doon sa evaluation ng documents, makikita kasi doon na hindi maganda yung internal control, gaya nga po ng nagsabi, kasi hindi naging compliant doon sa joint circular po.
Okay, but is that finding on internal control, is that something that you can find in the notice of disallowances? Notices of disallowance, nakalagay ho ba doon na internal control nyo mahina, dapat baguhin ninyo kasi hindi kayo nagko-comply ng documents. Nakalagay ho ba doon?
Hindi po siya nakalagay na word, pero yun po yung nasa recommendation para yung ma-comply nila yung documents, at sa susunod na pwede po bang makahiram ng copy ng AOM para lang po may ikot ako.
Kindly,
Well,
sir,
yeah.
notice of disallowance or AUM?
No,
Sir.
I'm referring to the NDs, Miss Witness.
The notice of disallowance.
Yes, yes,
Ano
Your
po
Honor.
ba yung
Ang tanong ko lang, simple lang ho yung tanong ko. Nandun ho ba sa findings ninyo? Okay, ikaklaro ko, Your Honor. Nakalagay ho ba dun sa findings ninyo, very specific na to, na, uy, OVP, mahina yung internal control nyo, kaya dinidisallow namin itong expense na to.
Hindi po siya nakalagay doon na mahina yung internal control. Pero dahil nga po hindi naging compliant with the joint circular, nare-reflect po doon na may kakulangan sa internal control.
So in short, hindi yung nakalagay doon yung internal control. Yun lang itong tanong ko, Xylene, no? Okay. Yun bang si ICFAO, nagkandak ho ba ng fieldwork sa satellite offices ng OVP? Pumunta ho ba kayo doon?
Ay, blaze lang po kami sa
Sa
documents.
dokumento lang talaga, no? How about sa DepEd? Pumunta ho ba kayo sa tanggapan ng DepEd?
Hindi po. Based lang po sa submissions nila na
Okay.
documents.
Siyempre, hindi ho kayo... Okay, ito question lang ho to, no? Out of curiosity, no? Nakapag-observe po ba kayo ng confidential operations ng OVP?
Gaya nga po nung nasabi ko, we base lang po sa documents na submit
lang
sa
po,
amin.
no? How about sa DepEd po?
Ganon din po. Base lang po dun
Base
sa
lang sa-
documents na na-receive namin.
Okay. Sige, salamat. So, sinabi mo, okay, as mentioned earlier, no, may dalawang notices na tayo of disallowance. Okay. Yung first notice natin, yung December 2022, yung fourth quarter, aware naman ho kayo na na-appeal ho yun sa Commission Proper, no?
Yes po, na-furnishan po kami nung petition for review.
Oo, kasi signatory ka dun sa answer na final ng ICFAO.
Opo.
Alright. And on on April 10, the Commission Proper issued a decision. Tama?
Opo.
And then nag-file ho yung respondent doon, no, si respondent Vice President, ng motion for reconsideration. Sinabi niyo kahapon?
Opo, na-furnishan po kami
Oh.
ng ang office namin.
Okay. So yung motion for reconsideration ngayon, pending pa ho yun? Walang resolution?
Sa pagkakaalam ko po, wala pa po. Kasi, opo.
Okay. Go ahead. Kasi wala ka pang nare-receive na resolution.
Usually po kasi pag may decision na furnishan yung office namin,
Okay.
wala pa pong na-furnish sa amin.
Okay. So, sa inyo pong palagay, no? Based ho sa inyong karanasan as auditor, no? The Supreme Court may affirm, modify, or reverse the COA decision.
Pwede pong pakiulit. Hindi po.
Okay, sige. Base sa inyong karanasan, kasi 12 years na ho kayong auditor, no? Yung mga ina-appeal pong ganito, halimbawa, nag-appeal ho si respondent, vice president doon sa Supreme Court, pwede hong i-affirm, you know what affirm is, pwede hong modify, baguhin, at pwede hong modify, meaning may pagbabago, at i-reverse, baliktarin yung COA decision. No, yun po yung mga posibilidad pag nag-appeal ho tayo sa Supreme Court.
Sa
Your Honor,
pagka...
please, the question is misleading. Counsel is misleading because that is not what the law is. There is no such thing as appeal to the Supreme Court. There is petition for certiorari on grave abuse, Your Honor.
Yes,
the witness may answer,
I will
Counsel.
correct my-
We're not
I will specify,
dealing with
Your
strictly
Honor.
legal
Yeah.
matters here. I doubt if she understands the difference between articles, rather Rule 45 and 65 of the rules of court.
because the witness is a layman.
If
Your Honor.
she knows, whatever you know, Xylene, in relation to the question.
Yung sa pagkakaalam ko lang po, ang fina-file po sa Supreme Court is petition for certiorari.
Yes, ang tanong ko doon is, ang maaring maging output o resulta, no, pwedeng ma-affirm yun ng Supreme Court, pwedeng ma-modify, at pwedeng i-reverse. Yun po yung mga posibilidad. Di po ba?
Your Honor, these are legal remedies.
Witness would not know, Counsel. She's not
Witness will
competent.
not know, incompetent.
Move on, Counsel.
Okay, I'll move on, Your Honor. So, punta ako tayo sa second disallowance, no? Notice of disallowance. Yung date po nun, March 31, 2026. Okay? Na-receive ho siya noong April 20, 2026. At sinabi niyo kahapon na may 180 days pa para mag-appeal yung respondent.
Opo,
At kung
tama.
sino mang nakapangalan doon sa notice na yon.
Opo.
At sinabi niyo ho kahapon na the respondent is well within the reglementary period to file her appeal.
Opo, tama po.
Okay. So in short, yung first and second notices na to, wala pang final and executory dito.
Yung sa final and executory po na yun pong sa...
Hindi, okay. Sige, I will modify my question.
Rephrase, Counsel.
Okay. When does a notice of disallowance become final and executory?
Yung sa COA-ICFAO po kasi, once nag-issue kami ng disallowance, under the joint circular po, kailangan itong i-restore sa book. So magiging part ito ng unliquidated cash advance at ang yung nakalagay po dito is i-restitute na po yung
Okay,
amount.
kindly listen to my question na.
That's her answer,
Ang
Your Honor.
ang question ko ho, when does the notice of disallowance become final and executory? Sa yung answer mo is based dun sa
Base po kasi
sa ND. So pag issue ng ND, final and executory na yon?
Hindi po, may demand po to restitute po. Pero yun nga, meron pang remedy which is mag-file po ng appeal sa commission proper.
Okay. So isn't it that a notice of disallowance becomes final and executory upon issuance of a notice of finality of decision? Aware ho kayo niyan kasi nagpa-practice ho kayo sa ICFAO.
Yung notice of finality of decision po.
Okay.
Dun.
So, in fact, can we flash it on the screen, please? That is under item 3.21 of the joint circular. Nakalagay ho, no? If you can go over the item, notice of finality of decision. Nakalagay ho, a written notification that a decision of the Commission on Audit has become final and executory. Agree ba kayo sa definition na yan?
Opo.
Okay. So, in this case, wala pa ho tayong nare-receive na notice of finality of decision.
Wala pa po.
Okay, salamat. Now, tinanong ho kayo kahapon about misappropriation. Nalala niyo under yung 8.3 ng JC.
Hanapin.
Sige, go ahead. Just look for it.
Opo.
Okay? So, tinanong ho kayo, no, na, okay, you were asked as to when does a prima facie presumption of misappropriation for personal benefit by an accountable officer arise under section or item 8.3 of the JC, no? Anong sagot niyo ho? You equated that with failure to liquidate. Tama ho?
Opo.
Okay. Anong sinabi niyo ho? when we say failure to liquidate, correct me if I'm wrong, sinabi nyo, when there is submission of incomplete documents. Yun ang sinabi nyo kahapon. Tama ho ba? Yung pag-intindi ko?
Pwede pong pakiulit.
Okay. Sinabi ho sa inyo kahapon, tinanong ho kayo, when is there failure to liquidate? Sinabi nyo ho, pag may incomplete submission ng documents, there is failure to liquidate. Tama po ba?
Can I clarify po? Baka...
Sige, ulitin ko na lang yung tanong sa'yo ngayon. Kailan ba natin masasabi under 8.3 ng JC that there is a failure to liquidate?
Kasi po dito sa OBP, pag po kasi yung notice of disallowance na issue na, babalik siya as part ng unliquidated cash advance ng SDO.
Okay. So I will stop you there ha. Sorry. Kailan mo masasabi na may failure to liquidate? Kapon no sinabi nyo, kahit nag-liquidate, pero may incomplete submission ng documents. Totoo po ba yan? Pinapanindigan nyo o binabago yun yung statement na yan ngayon?
Ang kon ko po dun is yung failure to liquidate is, yun nga po, pag na-ND na siya at naibalik na to sa book. So, may magpo-form part ng unliquidated cash advance. So, lalabas siya na failure to liquidate.
So, okay. Kahit yung reason ng ND is incomplete submission of documents.
Kasi nga po, yung...
Hindi, let's answer me. Para ano lang tayo, no?
Your Honor, argumentative already. This witness was asked, what do you mean by failure to liquidate? And she answered.
Kaya nga,
You're not arguing with the witness, Your Honor.
Modify your question, Counsel.
okay. Sinabi nyo that, there's failure to liquidate pag meron ng ND. Okay. So, follow-up question, kahit yung ND, yung ground niya is incomplete submission of documents. Meron pa ring failure to liquidate, tama?
Opo, kasi nga, magiging form siya ng unliquidated cash advance
Okay.
ng SDO.
Thank you. Okay. So, dyan sa 8.3, nakita nyo ba may citation ho yan sa gilid? Yung Supreme Court case na Antonio Martinez versus People and Sandigan Bayan, GR number 126413, dated August 20, 1999. Nakita nyo ba yung citation na yan?
Hindi ko po siya nabasa.
Hindi nyo po siya nabasa. Okay. Okay, so, do you know that that case involves a former OIC and acting mayor of Caloocan City who failed to submit liquidation of his cash advances upon demand by the treasurer?
Ask and answer, Your Honor. This
Hindi
witness
niya alam.
says she does not
She
know
did
this
not
case.
read it, Counsel.
Okay. So, in short, yung citation dyan sa 8.3, hindi nyo alam yung legal basis kasi hindi nyo nabasa yung Martinez
Ask
case.
and answer, Your Honor.
Okay, hindi.
Asked and answered.
Okay, I will take that as a no, Your Honor. Now, okay. Do you agree that the COA is an independent constitutional commission?
Yes po.
Okay. It was established under Article 9D of the Constitution.
Improper for cross, Your Honor.
Your Honor, she's from COA. So,
Assisting Counsel, kindly give the paper that fell. If she knows. Xylene, if you know.
Yes po, COA is an independent body po.
okay. So, in that case, COA should be free from political pressure? Tama? In your own opinion?
COA po is an independent body. Wala po. Opo, independent.
Free dapat siya from legislative inference.
Opo, independent po ang COA.
And free dapat siya from executive control.
Your Honor, please ask and answer.
No, Your Honor.
Independent body. That's what independent body means.
Your Honor, please,
I'll give
we are
her some,
asking
I'll give her
sets
some
of
leeway
questions.
for emphasis, Counsel.
Okay, so
Please answer the question, Xylene.
Ask.
Independent from the executive.
Yes po.
Okay. So, it is important that the COA's findings be solely based on its procedures and evidence. Do you agree with that?
Yes po.
Okay. And any information that is obtained outside, should be verified by appropriate audit procedures. Tama?
Opo.
Your Honor, please, the question is vague. What does
Asked and
counsel
answered,
mean?
Your Honor, already.
Asked and answered, and I know where she's going at.
Yes.
Get to it, Counsel.
Okay. And yet, yung second ND po ninyo, no, inadapt niyo po yung supposed results of investigation dun sa CGGPA hearings. Tama?
Kasi po, ito po...
Hindi, ang tama, yes or no lang po.
Your Honor,
Nag-adapt-
don't answer. The question is misleading. This witness is being asked if she adopted the findings. No, Your Honor. This witness just said that there was an there was an admission by Gina Acosta herself. What findings is she talking about?
Your Honor,
I
please.
think she's referring to the notice of disallowance of March 31, 2026, where it stated in the second paragraph that they, after evaluation and with due consideration of the evidence given during the CGGPA hearings. I think that's what you're leading to, Counsel. It's a valid question.
Yes, Your Honor. Actually, I was about to quote the findings in the ND had the good counsel not stopped me.
It's a valid
from doing so.
question because they quoted it themselves in the notice of disallowance.
Yes, Your Honor. So, eto bang mga findings ninyo with respect to La Chica? Natanong niyo po ba si La Chica kung totoo ito?
We base lang po sa naging admission under oath ni Miss Gina Acosta dun sa hearing.
Okay. How about si Colonel Nolasco? Tinanong niyo ba kung tama yung mga pinagsasabi about sa kanya no doon sa hearing ng CGGPA?
We base lang po dun sa naging admission under oath ng CGGPA hearings po.
Okay, salamat po. Okay, let's go back to Joint Circular number 2015-001. Now, of course, you admitted earlier that this governs the auditing of confidential funds. And it is the audit guideline followed by COA in auditing confidential funds.
Yes po, ito pong
Okay.
joint circular.
So, under the JC, okay, confidential expenses pertain to surveillance activities in civilian government agencies intended to support the mandate or operations of the agency. Nakalagay po ba yan doon?
Yes po, under 3.9.
The JC also requires liquidation documents of the confidential funds to be submitted to the COA in a sealed envelope. Nakasarado dapat yun. No?
Opo.
Okay. At yung authorized lang na mag-receive nun ay yung state auditor lang na in charge dun sa audit ng confidential funds. Tama po?
Hindi po. Ang nakalagay po is ICFAO receiving.
Okay. ICFAO receiving, no?
Wait, ihanapin ko po yung
Sige
exact
po.
wording.
Okay. Go ahead.
Ang nakalagay po rito, ICFAO authorized receiving staff.
Okay, authorized receiving staff. Hindi po ba yan yung assigned auditor?
Hindi po.
Not necessarily, no? So, yung mga documents na yon are only to be examined by the COA-ICFAO. No? Under the GC.
Yes po, yung mga liquidation documents po na sinasubmit.
And yung restriction dun sa JC, no, syempre na-explain po ito sa inyo bilang auditor, they are intended to prevent unauthorized disclosure of confidential information. Tama ho?
Dapat po ingatan namin din yung laman ng mga dokumento na yon.
Okay. And the joint circular likewise requires the security officer to safeguard the confidential information from unauthorized disclosure. Nakita niyo yan sa JC?
Yun po yung nakalagay na definition ng
Okay.
security officer.
And yet, during the COJ hearing, you transmitted documents to the Committee on Justice.
This is requested po through a subpoena po.
Okay, requested through a subpoena, but you admit that you have submitted these documents, no? And the following were submitted to the COJ, no, Committee on Justice. Letter A, pa-confirm na lang po, all submissions of the OVP to the COA concerning the liquidation of the OVP's CF or confidential funds for the fourth quarter of 2022. Tama?
Ito po ba yung copy?
Yeah. Oh, yan. Sige. We are flashing it on screen and we are providing you a copy of that letter. Sige ho. So, paki-confirm na lang po, no? So, yung sinubmit ho dito sa COJ, all the submissions of the OVP to the COA concerning liquidation of the OVP-CF for the fourth quarter of 2022 and the first to third quarter of 2023. Tama, Xylene? Okay. Yung next item is all the submissions of the DepEd to the COA concerning the liquidation of the DepEd's CF for the first to third quarter of 2023. Tama?
Opo, tama.
Okay. The third item is all the issuances, resolutions of the COA in relation to the liquidation of the OVPs and DepEd's confidential funds. Tama?
Based po dito sa transmittal, opo.
Okay. And nilagay pa din ho dun sa transmittal ninyo, sa page 5, no? Second to the last paragraph on page 5, the letter states, considering that the documents pertain to confidential expenses, we respectfully request that appropriate measures be undertaken to protect the confidentiality of the information. Tama?
Yes po.
Okay. Okay. So, under the JC, no, is the House of Representatives Committee on Justice among the persons authorized to handle the audit of the confidential funds of the OVP and the DepEd?
Gaya nga po ng sabi ko, i-requested po ito through a subpoena po.
Pakisagot lang ho ng tanong ko, no? Authorized ho ba sila to handle the audit? I'm referring to the audit itself, no? I'm not referring to the subpoena. Authorized ho ba si House of Representatives Committee on Justice to handle the audit of confidential funds of the OVP and the DepEd under the JC?
Under the joint circular po, responsibility po ng ICFAO na mag-conduct ng post-audit ng liquidation documents ng confidential intelligence.
Okay, so
Your Honor,
ask and answer, Your Honor.
Your Honor, please.
Yes, Attorney Gapunan.
The admonition of this Honorable Presiding Officer, Your Honor, is to be patient, Your Honor.
Not
In line
admonition, request.
Your Honor, I have been patient, but in line with these continuing questions, first, bringing in the House of Representatives, bringing in this Senate, Your Honor, we are...
Counsel.
Is in response to, are we auditing? Your Honor, please, if they're making a point that this witness, that the COA witnesses here, Your Honor, are here to testify because they're scared of the budget for their agency, or they're scared of this congressman, Your Honor. Your Honor, this is already beyond cross-examining. While this Honorable Presiding Officer has given much leeway, Your Honor, let us confine ourselves to what is precisely the definition of cross-examination is. What was taken up during direct and what may be relevant. What may be relevant, Your Honor? This is beyond relevance, Your Honor.
Counsel,
this is already immaterial and irrelevant. If they want to show... If that is their strategy, if that is their defense, Your Honor, present a witness.
No, it's not an objection, Attorney Kristine. I think it's more of a manifestation. But the presiding officer would ask you to move forward. I think the
Yes,
senator
Your Honor.
judges in the court see your point and
Yep.
where you're going at in
I
relation
will.
to this. You
Yes.
can move on to your next point.
Actually, Your Honor, just a quick manifestation. The council is preempting my questions. I will not be asking questions on the budget, Your Honor. That's not the line of my the line or the questions that I will
That's not
ask,
the
Your
point.
Honor.
Your Honor.
Can I continue, Your Honor, please?
Kindly wind
Thank
up with
you.
this point, Attorney
Yes.
Kristine.
Okay, so sa sinabi niyo ho, si COA-ICFAO lamang ang may karapatan na mag-audit ng confidential funds of the OVP and the DepEd. Tama ho?
Based on the joint circular po, it is the responsibility of the ICFAO po.
Okay. So si House of Representatives Committee on Justice cannot review the decisions and actions
Excuse me.
taken by the COA.
Excuse me.
Asked and
I think
answered,
the ruling
Counsel.
of the
Only
presiding is to
COA-ICFAO
go
can
to
do
another
it.
point.
This is another point,
Your Honor, the
Honor.
presiding officer has ruled.
Counsel, please. Counsels, please. I would consider it asked and answered. Only COA-ICFAO can, and it's quite obvious. We can even take judicial notice of that as part of the law that the House does not have any power nor jurisdiction, nor the Senate for that matter, to review the findings of an independent constitutional commission, which under the law she answered to, can only be appealed via petition for certiorari under 45, citing Rule 65 to the Supreme Court. Move on, Counsel.
Okay, I will take that as an answer, Your Honor.
Yes.
I was about to elaborate, but okay, I will take that as an answer.
The Court takes judicial notice and knowledge of that, Counsel. Tamo. Per the Senate President, we shall convene session at 4 p.m. We will try to finish with this witness the cross, redirect, recross if any, and the interventions of senator judges so that we can let Xylene rest already and be done with her testimony within today, hopefully. Hopefully. So for the information of the senator judges, session will be called at 4 p.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Attorney Kristine?
Your Honor, I'm done with the cross-examination.